Chapter 41:17, Long Chen, that's great. We have our own home now. The Dark Lord is killed. In a short time, there will be no more Dark Lord. Su Jianxiong returns to seclusion. In this world there are only Yu Qingxian and Long Chen left. Yu Qingxian can't help holding Long Chen and is excited. Here is their world. In this world, they are no longer wandering prodigal son. Here can give them endless sense of home. There's no name in the world. Why don't you name it? Long Chen looks at Yu Qingchuan's excited appearance and says with a smile, "No, I don't have a good name. You come." Yu Qingxian blushes slightly and shakes her head. She is not very good at naming. How can I get up? Well, what about the Black Wind world? Long Chen thought about it for a while. Pucci, seeing Long Chen pondering for a long time, Yu Qingxian could not help laughing. You're going to do the underworld business. Are you going to make this a den of thieves? I think it's good. Long Chen said with a smile. No, if you ask me to name it, my life flower is Linglong Blood Magnolia. I can lend you Linglong. Yu Qingxian said with a smile. Hearing Linglong Blood Magnolia, Long Chen's heart leaps wildly. In Tianwu continent, Long Chen once saw the legendary Linglong Blood Magnolia at the Yaoqi Grand Meeting in the Wooden Temple. At that time, Long Chen also told a touching love story. Linglong Blood Magnolia was a faithful love token and one of the 8 treasures in ancient times. At that time, Yu Qingxian asked Long Chen for Linglong Blood Magnolia, and Long Chen gave it to Yu Qingxian. Later, the Battle of Tianwu came, and Yu Qingxian died to save Long Chen. At that time, Linglong Blood Magnolia appeared. In the Danyuan of Lingshao Academy, Long Chen sees a broken statue. On the statue, he also sees the design of Linglong Blood Magnolia. Now Yu Qingxian mentions Linglong Blood Magnolia again. Long Chen suddenly feels that this is not a coincidence. What happened to Long Chen? Don't you think Linglong sounds good? I'm just talking about it. You can have another name seeing that Long Chen's face is different. Yu Qingxian thinks that Long Chen doesn't like the name, so she hurries. No, it's a very nice name. Linglong World sounds like a world carved from jade. It makes people feel very friendly. Originally, the world is not very big. Linglong World is very appropriate. Long Chen is in a hurry. Seeing that Long Chen liked the name, Yu Qingxian was as happy as a little girl. She said, Long Chen, if only we had our own world, live here carefree, stay away from those disputes and be free. Yu Qingxian looked at the world in front of her. Although it was still desolate in her eyes, she seemed to have seen the lush forests and the flowing rivers. She thought of far, far away. Long Chen doesn't speak. He also looks at the world. He hugs Yu Qingchuan's slender waist tightly with one hand. Her hair is fragrant in his nose. This is a paradise. But there is no real paradise in this world. The so-called Peach Blossom Land is just a way to escape from reality, a way to hide one's ears and steal one's bell. 9 days later, there was chaos. There was no place to be alone. How could there be complete eggs under the nest? It's just that Long Chen doesn't want to attack Qingxian, even if it's just to let her indulge in her dream for a while. People need to have a dream to live a happier life. As for whether it can be realized, that's another story. Long Chen and Yu Qingxian are sitting on the top of the mountain. Yu Qingxian is leaning on Long Chen's shoulder. They are talking and laughing and looking forward to the future together. I don't know when Yu Qingxian is sleeping on Long Chen's shoulder. Looking at the beautiful woman in my arms, with a sweet smile on her quiet cheek, it's like a tired child falling asleep. The innocent appearance of that day makes people feel sad. Master, why is it so difficult to live simply? The dragon dust is good to the dragon people. Do you really want a simple life? The dragon people are strong. Of course, I just need to live quietly with our brothers and beauties, and I don't want to participate in any disputes and killing anymore. Really, we don't ask much. Long Chen looks at the sleeping Yu Qingxian, his face full of heartache. Yu Qingxian follows him, abandons her parents, abandons her family, follows him and pays for Long Chen silently. Long Chen doesn't want her to live so tired. I'm afraid it's not that simple. The dragon people are strong. Oh, Long Chen, I have some words that are more direct. Don't be angry. The dragon people are strong. You say. Before you are full, you have only one worry. After you are full, you have countless worries. The dragon people are strong. Dragon dust suddenly stunned, this seemingly simple words inside, but contains a lot of things. For a time, dragon dust silent. In fact, not only the human race, but almost all races have desires and will not be satisfied with the status quo. However, of all races, you have the strongest desire. When you are full, you want to wear warm clothes. If you wear warm clothes, you want to live better. If you live better, you want to have a bigger house. If you have a bigger house, you want someone to wait on you. When someone is waiting on you, you want to be superior. When you are superior, you want to live forever. The most hateful thing is that once you are immortal, you want to play tricks. 9 days and 10 places have been tossed so much that they are almost half useless. To tell you the truth, you people really have contributed a lot. The strong voice of the dragon nationality is somewhat complex and authentic, with anger, irony, and sympathy in the tone. In fact, I don't like Terrans either. As a Terran, I love, hate, respect, and fear Terrans. I'm a Terran, but I don't understand Terrans, even sometimes I don't understand myself. Long Chun sighed from the bottom of his heart. But you always have awe and gratitude in your heart, which is your most firm belief, and that's why I will help you. I was very disappointed with Terran, but I saw hope from you, so I bet on you. If you want absolute freedom, don't let go, go all the way to the top of the world, see all the mysteries, and rebuild the order of the world. If you can succeed, you will have everything you want. Now is not the time for you to sigh. If you are lazy at this time, all your dreams can really only be dreams. The dragon people are strong. Long Chen nodded and said, "Don't worry, master. I'm not the one who gives up easily. My destiny can only be controlled by myself." After the encouragement of the dragon strongmen, Long Chen suddenly feels more confident. The dragon strongmen all believe in him. How can he not believe himself? Well, next you may start to work hard. The dragon people are strong. But Long Chen was stunned. Don't you forget that your essence is not the dragon god's body refining technique, but the 9-star body dominating formula. It's time for you to try to gather the real 7-star body. The dragon people are strong. The real 7-star battle body. The blood in Long Chen's body was boiling for a moment. This is his strongest card. He forgot it. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41:18 Poof, the dragon dust gushed with blood, and its violent power surged, as if there were hundreds of millions of volcanoes erupting at the same time, which almost shocked the dragon dust to death. Dragon dust looked at his body. There were countless small cracks and blood spilled. "Master, what's the situation?" Long Chen's face was shocked. Fortunately, Yu Qingxian was sent away by Long Chen. Otherwise, Yu Qingxian would be heartbroken. Long Chen almost shattered himself. At this time, he couldn't believe it. Originally, Long Chen planned to innovate the 7-star battle body before practicing the dragon god's physical training. At that time, the strong dragon people said that it was extremely difficult to innovate. Let him practice the dragon god's physical training, which would be much easier, at least not hurt. However, looking at the cracked body, Long Chen himself is confused. Circle, this call won't hurt? I almost lost my life. You talk, master. The strong of the dragon clan is silent, and the dragon dust is anxious. What's the situation? Is something wrong? Well, this one. At this time, the dragon strongman became hesitant. Don't be 8 or 9. What's going on? Don't you think it'll be as easy to learn the dragon god's body refining technique and improve the 9-star dominating method? Long Chen can't help but say. During this period of time, because of the dragon god's body refining technique, Long Chen's body has reached an unimaginable level, and he is so powerful that he has to forget the 9-star body dominating formula. He thought that he had changed the order of the 7 stars. As a result, the 7 stars just trembled, and the terrible force almost shattered his body. Long Chen was completely stupid, which was totally different from what he expected. Long Chen, don't get excited. In fact, I didn't expect that the 9-star body Jew would rise because of the dragon god's body refining skill. That is to say, it doesn't become simple because you practice dragon god's body refining skill instead. For the first time, the dragon strongman became a little embarrassed. It won't be more difficult, cried Long Chen. It seems so. The dragon strong are a little embarrassed. Master, how can it be like this? Long Chen is going to cry. At the beginning, the dragon strongman kept saying that if the 7-star sequence was changed directly, the probability of death of the dragon dust would be extremely high, and it was almost a near death. After practicing the dragon god's body refining technique, everything will become simple, but now the strong dragon people say that the difficulty has increased, and the dragon dust almost didn't faint. Longchen, your 9-star body formula is totally different from the original one. Its energy is actually in my dragon god body refining skill, which I didn't expect. But you don't have to worry. It's a bad thing and a good thing. If you can gather a new 7-star battle body, I'm sure you will gather the strongest 7-star battle body in history. The dragon strong are in a hurry. You have to be successful. Long Chen almost cried. Only he knew how difficult it was to gather a new body. Since the 5 stars, Long Chen had deviated from his original path of cultivation and embarked on a road of no return. When changing the body of the 6-star battle, Long Chen was doomed. He passed death several times. Now it's more difficult. Even Long Chen has no confidence in himself. Don't worry, your 7-star battle body is actually very simple. I've planned it for you. I just need to add a star of the palace on the basis of the 6-star battle body. Based on the star of Zhonggong, there are 2 triangles, one left, one right, one positive and one negative, one yin and one yang. The strength of 6 stars converges in Zhonggong, which is the strongest body of 7 stars. Your 6-star battle body is the superposition of 2 triangles. It should not be difficult to improve on this basis. The dragon people are strong. Long Dust is as 2 peas, and he never thought that the strong idea of the dragon clan is exactly the same as him. Although Dragon Dust condensed a new 6-star battle body and was more powerful than the original 6-star battle body, he always felt that there was something wrong with it. Later, Long Chen has been under the 7 treasures of Glass Tree to understand. Suddenly one day, he understood that the so-called Tao generates 1, 2, 2, 3 all things. The 6-star battle body is composed of 2 triangles, but each of them operates its own power. Although the power finally flows into the body, there is one thing missing in the middle. Later, the dragon dust condenses the 7-star battle body, and he suddenly understands that he lacks a star as a fulcrum to balance the operation of the 2 triangles. With this fulcrum, the operation of the 2 triangles can be more stable, and the forces will not be dispersed. Only when all forces converge in the fulcrum can they be completely dominated by the body. In the past, the 6-star battle body was like 2 windmills without central axis. Although he was unable to run, all his power was scattered, and only a small part of the power that Longchen could control. If a central axis can be found, all the forces will be concentrated and never dissipate. It's easy to say, how to find the right center. Which star is the most suitable center? I want to test them one by one and compare them one by one. Originally, this kind of thing is a near death. Now, I want to play my life out. Longchen doesn't have a good way. There's really no way to do this. We have to try a little bit, but I think the 7th star should be more likely to succeed as the central axis. The dragon people are strong. I think so, too, but as soon as I move it, the original 7-star pattern will collapse, and my body will collapse. Longchen wants to cry without tears. He condensed the 7-star battle body, which is the most basic 7-star battle body. They are in a ring and connected with each other. Longchen just moved the purple K-star. The original pattern was destroyed. The power of terror almost made Longchen explode. Now Longchen doesn't dare to touch it. Then don't move it, you start to move from the 1st star. The dragon people are strong. Longchen is stunned. Yes, why don't I try the simplest one? Why move the strongest stars? Hey, wait. Dragon Dust just want to try, but hear Dragon Strong exclamation. But Longchen asked, Are you a fool? Now that your body is like this, how can you try it now? The strong of the dragon race have no good manners. Long Chen has just been seriously injured and hasn't recovered. If something goes wrong, he will go to see the king of hell. Long Chen laughs awkwardly and uses the power of life in chaotic space to heal. In today's chaotic space, the power of life is endless, and Long Chen's body soon recovers. Long Chen summoned the 7-star battle body and began to try to move Feng Fu's star. When Feng Fu's star was separated from the 7-star picture, Long Chen's whole body was shocked. As the Dragon Strongman said, the fluctuation of the first star was not as terrible as Zeke's star. Although the dragon dust was shocked and his blood was surging and his eyes were full of stars, he could still hold on to this. When you move the 3rd star, it becomes much smoother. Soon dragon dust condenses the 135 and 246 stars into 2 triangular patterns. Then they are integrated in the order of 6 stars. The 7th star does not move. When dragon dust sets the 6-star pattern on the 7th star, the 7 stars light up at the same time. Not good. Long Chen's face changed greatly. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4119 Boom. When Long Chen superimposes the 2 triangles, and Zeke's star is in the center of Lumengsing, Long Chen feels that the qi and blood in his body is not controlled at all, as if he is pulled by some force, and Long Chen enters into a state of self-explosion. Detonate the 7-star pattern, exclaimed the Dragon Strongman. Isn't it dead to detonate the 7-star pattern? But Long Chen had no time to think so much. He made a seal with his hands, and the 7 stars behind him burst into pieces. Boom! When the 7 stars burst, the whole Linglong world was full of cracks. The cracks extended rapidly to the end of the world. Long Chen gasps. His face is pale and his eyes are scared. Linglong world saves him. Linglong world has taken the power of 7-star explosion and introduced it into heaven and earth. Otherwise, he will still be blown to pieces. Long Chen once again failed, but also cannot find the reason for failure. If not for Linglong world help, he has died. How could that be? Long Chen is surprised and angry. It shouldn't be. Calm down, I seem to understand. The dragon people are strong. See what? After a series of blows, Long Chen is already feeble now. He's sitting on the ground, his head is dazed. The 9-star body Ju uses the power of the stars to harden the body and strengthen the body from the outside to the inside. But now your body is too strong, and you begin to reject the power of the stars. Maybe. When the Dragon Strongman said this, he suddenly stopped. Maybe it's a choice, isn't it? Either give up the dragon blood refining technique, or give up the 9-star dominating body formula. Dragon Dust Light Tunnel. The Dragon Strongman was silent for a long time, then sighed, Long Chen, I'm really sorry this time You are experimenting with me to see if your Dragon God's body refining skill can be better than the 9-star body dominating formula, right? Long Chen said. It's true that the 9-star body Ju is known as the most powerful skill in 9 heaven and 10 earth. I've never met any opponent in my own Dragon God body refining skill, so I want to see who is better. However, at present, it seems that the 9-star body dominating formula is better. The Dragon God's body refining technique can't change the 9-star will, so it's going to wipe out everything related to me in your body. I'm really sorry for wasting your time. In the end I failed. The Dragon Strongman sighed. The strong man of the Dragon Clan created his own Dragon God's body refining skill, which even his descendants can't inherit. When he saw that Long Chen was talented, he was selfish and wanted Long Chen to inherit his Dragon God's body refining skill. At the same time, he also has his own pride. He thinks that his Dragon God's body refining skill is not inferior to the 9-star body Ju, but it turns out that the 9-star body Ju is stronger, and the Dragon God's body refining skill can't replace it, let alone shake its position. The current Dragon Dust either choose the Dragon God body refining technique, or choose the 9-star body formula. No matter which one you choose, you need to give up the other one. However, if you give up the Dragon God's body refining technique, Then the dragon dust will force out the dragon blood in your body, because there has been a repulsion between the two. That's the truth that one mountain can't tolerate two tigers. No, there is no failure. I think I still have hope. Longchen rode. It's impossible. Don't mess about or you will die. The dragon strongman was surprised, and the boy's stubborn temper came up again. I want to get what I don't get, and I will never let go of what I get. Longchen bit his teeth. If you don't see the horror of dragon blood refining, it's nothing. If you let dragon dust abandon it now, it's absolutely impossible. Dragon God's body refining technique, now he is just in the initial stage, has brought him earth-shaking changes. He will never give up. Longchen summoned the 7 treasures glazed tree. At this time, he was injured and upset. He could not meditate, so he had to ask the 7 treasures glazed tree to calm his soul and study the way of fusion. Originally, the dragon strongman also wanted to persuade Longchen, but forget it, Longchen's stubborn temper, what he decided, no one can change. He even regretted that he shouldn't teach Longchen and Longchen's body refining skill for his own sake. It might destroy Longchen, but it can't help it now. Longchen sat under the 7 treasures glazed tree for 3 days. In his mind, there were countless stars flowing, arranging various figures. At the same time, the rune of dragon blood was constantly changing, and he was deducing various possibilities. After a long time, Longchen slowly breathed out a breath and opened his eyes. His hands were sealed, and the magic ring appeared behind him. The 7 colors of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple were trembling. Then 7 stars appeared, which were Fengfu, Yuheng, Siming, Gongqi, Xinguan, Mingmen, and Zeke. What's different from before is that at this time, all the 7 stars have their own colors: blood, qi, bone, spirit, soul, mind, will. With the truth uttered by Longchen, the strange dragon talismans condensed from Longchen's practice of dragon god's body refining skill appear and flow to the 7 stars. When endless runes rush to the stars vibrate and repel them, but it is obviously not as violent as before. Seeing this, the dragon strongman can't help but feel ecstatic. All of a sudden he understands what route Longchen is going to take. At this time, the endless star map behind the dragon dust appears, which is the miniature of the star sea in the elixir field of the dragon dust. The endless purple air surging in the star map envelopes the 7 stars. When the endless purple qi melts into the 7 stars, the dragon runes of the dragon dust also slowly flow into the stars with the purple qi. Seeing this scene, even with Longchen's calmness, he almost jumped up and cheered. He finally succeeded. However, Longchen did not dare to move. He continued to run the purple qi in the sea of stars. He took the dragon rune into the stars and felt that the dragon rune entered the stars and was gradually absorbed by the stars. Longchen could not help but sigh. It seems that, as the elders of the dragon clan said, the dragon god's body refining technique is really inferior to the 9-star body formula. Otherwise, after the dragon rune entered, it should try to control the stars instead of being absorbed by them. The stars absorb. The dragon god's body refining technique is so terrible, and the 9-star body Ju is more terrible than it. It makes Longchen full of confidence in the future. Who is he afraid of with such an invincible skill? As time goes on, more and more dragon runes are absorbed by the stars. However, when 50% of the runes are absorbed, no matter how hard Longchen tries, the stars no longer absorb any dragon runes, as if they are saturated. Longchen was stunned. He took a deep breath and showed his power in the sky. The stars were shaking in the sky. Longchen wanted to continue with the help of the power of the sky, but Longchen found that it was useless. Even if it was a rune, the stars would not continue to absorb it. The Tao gives birth to 1, the life of 2, the life of 2, the life of 3, the dragon god's body refining skill is 1, and the 9-star body dominating formula is 1. If you want to completely integrate the 2, you still need one crucial thing. What's that? Longchen murmured to himself. I don't know how long after that, Longchen and the dragon family strongman exclaimed at the same time, Long Outyen, www. Ninefold. Com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41:20, because your spirit blood, spirit root and spirit bone are not on you, and the 9-star body Jew is the skill of the human race, so it's the limit that you can integrate them. If you want to be fully integrated, you must take back your spiritual roots, bones and blood. The dragon people are strong. Longchen nodded and said, it should be like this. It's the limit to merge 50%. No matter how hard I try, it's meaningless. Let me try. Can I summon a new 7-star body? Longchen's 2 hands made the print, and the 6-pointed star pattern condensed again, putting the 7th star purple K star in the core of the 6-pointed star pattern. At that moment, Longchen's heart was mentioned in his throat. If he failed again this time, Longchen didn't know what to do. In the moment when Longchen held his breath and put the 7th star at the core of the 6-pointed star, the 7 stars suddenly trembled. Kaka kaka. The void burst, endless power from the 7 stars, violently released, air waves washed the sky and earth, issued a harsh sound explosion. The power of terror is not controlled by Longchen at all. It is aimlessly surging in all directions, just like hundreds of millions of runaway wild horses rushing to different places. Longchen's complexion remains unchanged. All this is expected. When practicing the dragon god's body refining technique, Longchen has encountered such a phenomenon. That is to say, at this time, the dragon dust should not only look to the left, but also to the right. It needs to be distracted to control the 2 triangle patterns. And controlling the 2 triangle patterns is not the most important. The most important thing is the core of the 7-star diagram. Buzz. The purple K star is constantly trembling and the endless purple divine light is surging. It is the core of the 7-star chart. Only by controlling it can we control the real power of the 7 stars. Longchen's mind sank into the purple star, and he controlled the stability of the 6-pointed star based on the purple star. Buzz. The endless cracks on the void are still surging, but they are obviously shrinking, indicating that Longchen has gradually controlled the 7-star map. Time goes by, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It was not until 6 hours later that the 7-star map was finally constant in the void. 2 triangles are superimposed to form a 6-star pattern. This is the original 6-star battle figure. Now the 7-star battle figure is just a center point on the basis of the 6-star battle figure. It's a success. Looking at the complete 7-star map, Longchen looks up to the sky and roars, excited, and finally completes the layout of the 7-star map. At this time, the 7 stars are shining behind the dragon dust. Standing on the void, he looks like the Emperor of Heaven overlooking all living beings. The purple K star in the picture of the 7 stars seems to be a symbol of holiness and dignity, which sets off the supreme temperament of the dragon dust. After the excitement, Longchen took a deep breath. He clenched his fist and adjusted his body to the peak. It's time to summon the whole 7-star battle body. 7-star battle body, open. With the roar of Longchen, his long hair danced, the magic ring behind him suddenly trembled, and the 6-pointed stars quickly lit up, each shooting a magic light straight to the purple K star in the core area. When the 6 divine lights enter the Zeke star, the sea of stars behind the dragon dust trembles, and the purple gas in the sea of stars is ignited in an instant. Endless stars began to burn, all the power of the stars poured into the purple K star, which sent the power of these stars into the 6-pointed star. Boom! At that moment, the burning of the 7 stars was integrated, and Longchen's body suddenly trembled. His long hair was flying, and his black robe was floating. With him as the center, a colorful pillar of light rushed away and broke the sky. At that moment, the whole exquisite world has become a colorful world. Longchen slowly opens his arms. On his arms, endless stars flow. Buzz. He just slowly raised his arm. Space is constantly shaking, countless cracks radiate. At this time, the dragon dust seems to be in the thin ice. As long as you gently shake the arm, you can break the space barrier. What a terrible power. It's a power that can destroy one side of the world. Longchen looked at his hands and his eyes were full of excitement. The endless power in his body was churning, but he didn't dare to punch, because he could foresee that this punch would break the world and destroy Linglong World. It's really worthy of the 9-star bullying body formula. Now you have such terrible power. When you get back the spirit blood, spirit bone and spirit root, and fully integrate the dragon god's body refining technique and the 9-star bullying body formula, you will be 10 times stronger. The dragon strong can't help sighing. 10 times stronger? Long Chen himself can't believe it. It's still a conservative estimate. Now you are only integrated with some dragon runes, and the power of the 7-star battle body doesn't match completely. But even so, it's amazing enough. The most important thing is that you are still in the 9th heaven. When you get to the Fairy King, the strength of the 7-star battle body will be improved to a certain extent. Now you have a certain self-protection ability. The dragon people are strong. Haha, that's good. I can go out and have a good rest in the future. Long Chen laughs. Only have a strong force, Long Chen will feel at ease, but the strong dragon also poured a basin of cold water on Long Chen. Although Long Chen has gathered a new 7-star battle body and has the power to destroy the sky and the earth, because of certain repulsion, his power will be consumed rapidly and cannot last long in the state of 7-star battle body. However, Long Chen is not afraid. In addition to the 7-star battle body, he also has the Dragon King battle body. At that time, he will fight with the Dragon King battle body first. If he can't fight, he will summon the 7-star battle body. Long Chen thinks that even if there is no 7-star battle body, he is not afraid of anyone in the same level, so the cold water of the strong dragon is unnecessary. Dragon dust condenses behind the 7-star war and has spent 2 days in Linglong World, constantly improving the body of the 7-star war. 2 days later, Xia Chen and Guoran came back with the dragon blood soldiers. To Long Chen's surprise, these 2 guys even robbed 37 Longting shops. Long Chen was shocked. The talent of these guys for robbing seems to be no worse than that of practicing. After Xia Chen and Guoran came back, they immediately began to set up the array. They set up all kinds of traps at the Gate of Darkness and invited the strong men of the Moon Watchers to watch, and told them how to open it and how to maintain it. After all, the Holy King's meeting is about to open. All dragon blood fighters have to try. The ranking is the 2nd. The chance to fight with the experts must not be missed. After half a month's hard work, Xia Chen finally set up the fortifications. Even if the Dark Lord came, the Moon Watchers could easily kill them. As for consumption, we don't have to worry about it at all. They have robbed so many resources, which is enough for them to use for a long time. Besides, when they are used up, they can find a place to replenish at any time. It's almost time, brothers. Let's go to the king's assembly. Long Chen shouts with high spirits, and the dragon blood soldiers roar with excitement. They have been looking forward to this grand meeting for a long time. Under the leadership of Long Chen, they enter the Silver Moon World. However, when they enter the Silver Moon World, Long Chen and others find it wrong, because there are more unexpected guests here. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41:21 Long Chen and others came to the world of Silver Moon to say goodbye to Su Jianxiong. There are still 2 months to go before the opening of the Holy King Conference. However, Long Chen can't wait any longer. He wants to go ahead and have a look. As a result, just entering the Silver Moon World, I found that the atmosphere was wrong. A group of uninvited guests came to Silver Moon Square. These people are big, full of qi and blood, with a violent atmosphere. They are powerful monsters. The leader is an old man with a terrible breath. He is surrounded by a chaotic atmosphere and exudes amazing prestige. The breath is the same level as Su Jianxiong. Obviously, he is also a congenital god. Behind him, there are more than 20 strong men in heaven. What makes Long Chen and others can't believe is that some of them are traitors of the Moon Watchers. At the beginning, Su Jianxiong didn't kill them. At this time, they came back in a swagger, and each of them had no fear. The strong men of the Moon Watchers are gloomy and their eyes almost burst out. If their eyes could kill people, those traitors of the Moon Watchers would have been killed thousands of times. When Long Chen arrived, the two sides were at war. All the strong men of the Moon Watchers gathered in the square. They had a big disagreement and had to fight. The strong people on the opposite side are proud and disdainful. They don't seem to pay attention to the Moon Watchers at all. When Long Chen and others arrived, everyone looked at Long Chen, and the old man, who was full of qi and blood, appeared a touch of sarcasm at the corner of his mouth. The Moon Watchers are really in decline, and they even go along with the humble people. Now the evidence is conclusive. What else can you say? Su Jianxiong is not here. Among the strong members of the Wang Yue clan, the seventh uncle takes the lead. The seventh uncle sneers. What's the business of my Wang Yue clan that concerns you, Tianhu clan? Your claws are long enough. When it comes to Terrans, don't you follow the orders of Brahma? Isn't Brahma human at this time? Long Chen and others have come to the front of the crowd. Looking at this posture, Long Chen has already guessed a general situation. But now he has gathered 7-star battle body and is not afraid of anyone. Even if he is born heaven, Long Chen doesn't need to be afraid too much. Joke, what kind of things can they be compared with Brahma? Just a bunch of ants. The strong man of the Tianhu clan hasn't spoken yet, but the traitor of the Wang Yue clan, who is with the Tianhu clan, opens his mouth, and his face is full of disdain. Who, as soon as his voice fell, Long Chen suddenly flashed into the crowd of the Tianhu clan. Bold that day, the leader of the Tiger clan was so angry that Long Chen dared to take his hand in front of him. With his big hand, he went straight to Long Chen to catch him. Who, but to everyone's surprise, he only caught a remnant shadow, even the corner of Long Chen's clothes. Long Chen's speed is so fast that even he can't stop it in time. When he's ready to do it again, Long Chen has retreated. Long Chen is still standing in the original place as if nothing has been done, but there is one more person in his hand, that is, the traitor of the Wang Yue clan. The traitor of the Wang Yue clan was caught by Long Chen, and his eyes were full of fear. He had been standing in the hands of the Tianhu clan, and his life was in the hands of Long Chen in the twinkling of an eye. Mole ant, if I am mole ant, what are you? Long Chen grabs him by the neck, cold tunnel. Ho ho! The old man made a strange noise in his throat, but he couldn't say a word. His whole body was stiff. Under the control of Long Chen, he didn't dare to move. Long Chen shot too fast, so fast that everyone did not react, did not make any preparation. The most important thing is, they did not expect Long Chen dare to start. Damn Terran, they know how to sneak attack. Let them go, or... The old man of the Tianhu clan said angrily. Poof! Long Chen throws the old man to the ground. The old man's blood gushes and faints. Long Chen kicks him to seventh uncle. I have no right to deal with the traitors of the Moon Watchers. Seventh uncle looked at the blood gushing, the traitor who had lost his fighting power, and wanted to kick him, but he still held back and let people bind him. Long Chen, this group of people came to humiliate us on purpose. The patriarch is in a critical period of seclusion. Changchuan is still in the process of transformation, and it can't come out. Now the Moon Watchers are leaderless. Come and help us make a decision. Seven uncle to Long Chen spread a sound way. As for the means of Long Chen, the strong men of the Moon Watchers all look in their eyes. They know that Long Chen will not lose anyone, whether it is force or intelligence. Even the patriarch said before he closed the door that if there was something big that couldn't be solved, he would ask Long Chen. Therefore, seeing Long Chen coming, the seventh uncle was also relieved. The seventh uncle knows that he is old and lacks courage. Since the patriarch trusts Long Chen so much, he is willing to obey Long Chen. Long Chen is slightly stunned. The patriarch fights fiercely continuously. The bottleneck is loose. He needs to shut up and understand. He knows that. But how long has it been? Su Changchuan hasn't woken up yet, which he didn't expect. It seems that Su Changchuan will really be reborn after he leaves the customs. Son of a bitch, he is a member of our Tianhu family now. Are you declaring war on our Tianhu family? That day, the old tiger yelled angrily. He is the vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan. Like the patriarch, he is a natural god. The Tianhu clan has 3 clan leaders, 1 head and 2 vice heads. Both of them are congenital celestial beings, and their strength is much stronger than that of our moon-watching clan. They also occupy a place in the forbidden area of life, but they do not border with the Dark Gate, so their territory will not be eroded, so they can develop at ease. The Tianhu clan is the first group of people who fell to Brahma in the forbidden area of life. They have always been at odds with our moon watchers. Today, they come here to humiliate us on the one hand, and to explore our reality on the other. Nowadays, many of us in the moon-watching family, with the support of Danyao, have seen their strength soar, but we have sealed some of their strength to avoid exposure. But these guys are so deceiving that I can't make up my mind whether to expose their strength and fight with them. 7 Uncle to Long Chen spread a sound way. Dragon dust suddenly, no wonder feel that the strong of Wangyue clan is not right. Emotion is a seal of some strength. I see. It's okay. Leave it to me. I'm good at diplomacy. Long Chen smiles. Turning around, Long Chen looks at the old man of the Tianhu clan with a smile on his face and says, "It's really disrespectful that you don't know Jin Xiangyu and mistakenly take the teapot as a urinal. It turns out that you are the vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan." As Long Chen spoke, he held out his big hand and said hello to the old man of the Tiger clan that day. The vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan snorted, "What are you? Get out of my way. The moon watchers will hand over to me, otherwise." Pa! Before he finished his words, Long Chen's big hand greeting him in an instant. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41-22 Long Chen's slap was more unexpected than his previous arrest. No one thought that Long Chen would dare to attack the vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan. No one was on guard for this slap. On that day, the vice patriarch of the Tiger clan was slapped to the ground by Long Chen, and his face was deformed by the huge force. The sound of bone crack came out, which made the people nearby feel cool. Looking for death, the strong men of the Tianhu clan are very angry, and they fight against Long Chen one after another, and the clan leader is beaten. Is that good? On that day, the vice patriarch of the Tiger clan was slapped by Long Chen and his head was dazed. He never dreamed that anyone would dare to slap him in the face. Who? Long Chen slaps the vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan to the ground and seizes such an opportunity. Of course, Long Chen won't give him a chance to fight back. He grabs his neck and turns forward, and even takes the vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan as a weapon. Originally, the strong men of the Tianhu clan drew out their weapons and were ready to fight with Long Chen. However, seeing Long Chen smashing their vice clan leader, they were scared back. The vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan is caught by Long Chen. He is surprised and angry. The dark red rune lights up all over his body. Long Chen's palm is shocked and he is about to break free. Long Chen snorts coldly. Suddenly, his fingers are like hooks, and the golden dragon scales appear. His big hand turns into a dragon claw, and the sharp claw penetrates into the neck bone of the vice clan of the Tianhu clan. The vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan trembles all over. The rune that just emerged suddenly darkens. His key point is caught by Long Chen, and he can't move immediately. Although the Tianhu family is an archaic monster, their neck is the key. The back neck of every tiger is their biggest weakness. In any world, when ordinary tigers move, they always hold the back neck of the little tiger with their teeth. Once the little tiger is caught, it will not struggle and will be carried by its mother honestly. Although the Tianhu family is the emperor of the tigers, they still can't get rid of this shortcoming. His back neck is caught by the dragon's claws, and his whole body is weak, so he can only be slaughtered. The vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan was surprised and angry. His eyes were full of violent killing intention. He roared, "Stupid Terran, do you know what you are doing?" His roar was exchanged for a slap from Long Chen. The injured cheek was bloody and sore. The vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan fainted and almost fainted. "If you want to die, release the patriarch quickly, otherwise." The strong men of the Tianhu clan roared. Pa, Long Chen didn't say anything. He went up again with a big mouth. Although the vice patriarch of the Tiger clan was born in heaven that day, he couldn't take the initiative to defend himself. What was the horror of Long Chen's power? 3 slaps down, half of his face was shot rotten, flesh and blood blurred, looks extremely frightening. At this time, not only the strong men of the Tianhu clan were stunned, but also the strong men of the Wang Yue clan were stunned. They were the inborn strongmen, and they were on an equal footing with the patriarch. This kind of person is caught by others, even slapped in the face. Is it too cruel? However, Long Chen's 3 slaps made them blood boil. Although the Moon Watchers and the Tianhu are not enemies, they are always hostile and look down on each other. Although there is no big war, there are also a lot of friction in the dark. They have long hated the Tianhu. Now the dragon dust storm hit their vice patriarch. It's like swallowing a handful of ice when their throats are thirsty and smoking, not to mention how cool it is. The strong men of the Tianhu clan, with their foreheads full of green tendons, are holding the weapons in their hands. They want to chop the dragon dust into meat mud, but the vice clan leader is in his hands, so they are not attacking or retreating. They are so angry that their eyes are blue. Let go of the patriarch, you will fight me one-on-one. At this time, a young man in the crowd stood up and snapped. As soon as the young man appeared, Guo Ran and others were startled. He was full of qi and blood, and his body was full of 3 color runes. The most powerful. When they saw this man, Guo Ran and others were surprised. This man fused spirit blood, spirit root, and spirit bone in the fairyland. As soon as he stood up, his violent pressure made them numb. This man was very terrible. It was the first time that they met such a powerful immortal king. In the face of the challenge of the supreme heavenly pride, Long Chen didn't speak and slapped the vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan in the face. What do you want? The supreme pride roared. Long Chen slaps the vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan again. At this time, Long Chen has the posture of threatening the emperor to order the princes. No matter what you say, I will slap your clan leader. The strong men of the Tianhu clan are going crazy. The dragon dust is hard and soft. No matter what they say, he slaps their clan leader in the face. Boy, if you have the guts, kill me. The vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan was slapped in the face continuously. The ki was controlled and he couldn't struggle. He was mad. Poof! A long knife pierced into his back, protruded out of his chest, and the blood rain shot. At that moment, time seemed to stop. Long Chen holds Minghong sword and penetrates the body of the deputy head of the Tianhu clan. Long Chen's long sword points obliquely to the sky. He releases the key point of the deputy head of the Tianhu clan's neck, but on it comes the power of destroying heaven and earth. In this case, the vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan doesn't even have a chance to resist. As long as the power above Long Chen's long sword breaks out, even if he is a congenital god, he will die. The vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan is frightened, angry, and scared. When he comes to the Moon Watchers, he is very angry. Except for Su Jianxiong, he doesn't pay attention to anyone. But I didn't expect that, to my carelessness, I was caught by a little fairy king. From then on, I was defeated, and I didn't have a chance to turn over. Now my life was pinched by Long Chen, and he was afraid at last. I didn't catch what you said just now. Would you please say it again? Long Chen's Long Dao is carrying the vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan, but he has a light smile on his face. But this smile is more terrifying than the ferocious face of the devil. This guy can kill people without blinking an eye. Well, admit it. What do you want? The vice chief of the Tianhu clan gritted his teeth. He was afraid, maybe in the face of the real strong, if the skill is inferior to others, it's just that he died in battle, there's no shame. But if he died in the hands of a kid in fairyland, it would be too cowardly and worthless. He didn't want to die with shame on his back. That's right. Young man, don't be so angry. We can have something to say. Long Chen said with a smile. Long Chen's words almost made the vice patriarch of the Tianhu family vomit blood. Long Chen, a hairy boy, even said that he was a young man. This is a great irony. What do you want? The deputy head of the Tianhu clan is cold. It's very simple. I don't ask much. Give those traitors over and exchange their lives for yours. Dragon Dust Light Tunnel. As soon as Long Chen said this, the traitors of the Wang Yue clan suddenly changed their faces, but they didn't wait for any reaction. Bang bang. They were put down by the powerful members of the Tianhu clan, and even sealed their mouths directly. They were not allowed to beg for mercy and curse. Of course, they knew that the clan leader's life was not comparable to these traitors. For fear of Long Chen's repentance, he threw the man down to the Moon Watchers. Then they said nothing and looked at Long Chen coldly. "Don't worry, I've always kept my word." Long Chen smiles and throws the long sword. That day, the vice clan leader of the Tiger clan is thrown down from the long sword by Long Chen and gets rid of the long sword. The vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan suddenly has sharp eyes. At this time, the other strong members of the Tianhu clan also grasped the weapons one after another, and their breath rose rapidly. Why not? Long Chen's long sword is leaning on the ground, and the blood is still dripping slowly on it. He looks at these strong men in front of him, and a touch of sarcasm appears on the corner of his mouth. The so-called good words are hard to persuade damned ghosts. "If you want to die, I can help you." At that moment, the sky and the earth were silent, and the fierce killing was surging back and forth in the void. The big hands of the dragon blood soldiers slowly extended to the sword behind them. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41-23. The Vice Patriarch of the Tianhu clan is very angry. He has never been humiliated like this in his life. This humiliation is not only his own, but also that of the whole Tianhu family. He can't bear such humiliation. The murderous intention in his eyes has almost become the essence. All the strong members of the Tianhu clan are in combat and ready for the First World War. The strong of the Moon Watchers also summon visions one after another. This is the territory of the Moon Watchers. They don't allow the tigers to be reckless here. Before Long Chen attacked the vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan, they were very moved. The Tianhu clan was always aggressive, and the Moon Watchers were angry with them. Long Chen helped them out, not to mention how cool they were. If the Tianhu clan dares to fight here, it is tantamount to bullying others. They will fight back. They are absolutely reasonable. Even if they kill each other, the clan leader will not blame them. The dragon blood soldiers, one by one, hold the hilt of the sword, bow slightly on the back, as if the cheetah is staring at the prey, and burst into thunder at any time. In the eyes of the dragon blood soldiers, they are all crazy. They even long for these guys to fight first, so that they can fight back without fear. However, Long Chen was always indifferent, and even did not summon the vision. After holding his hands, he quietly looked at the vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan and did not say a word. The vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan, his chest fluctuates rapidly. He is trying to calm down. Now he has lost his spirit and is no longer at his peak. If we do it now, in case of offending Su Jianxiong, they may not be able to retreat completely, but he wants to kill the boy who humiliated him and save his face. But once he started, he would start his whole body, and the whole Moon Watchers would participate in it. At that time, there might be no room to turn back. He is responsible for exploring the situation of the Wang Yue clan, not to launch a war. The Tianhu clan is not ready to fight with the Wang Yue clan. For a moment, the vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan's face changed. At this time, he was already in a dilemma. If he started, the situation would be out of control. If he didn't start, there would be no place for the face of the Tianhu clan. The strong men of the Moon Watchers also look eager to fight. This is the home of the Moon Watchers. Once the war starts, these guys can't go out alive. As for the consequences after World War I, they don't want so much. After so many years of being angry, they have to find a vent, otherwise people will be blown up. As time went by, Guoran finally became impatient and said, "Hey, can you do it? If you want to do it, don't be so fussy, okay? What kind of vice patriarch are you?" Face was beaten into a pig's head, even a flat fart dare not put? What are you afraid of? Take out the knife and do it. Even if you die, what's the matter? Defending the family dignity is the most important thing. A group of counselors. Guoran can't help but stir up the flames and deliberately stimulate the vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan. He is just on the sidelines and is not afraid of big things. He wants to fight immediately. Shut up, the vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan roared, and his whole life was about to explode. But he still retains a trace of reason. If there is a real fight, Su Jinxiong will not watch his own people be killed. He will do his best. He even suspected that this was a trap. He deliberately provoked him to kill them, and then Su Jinxiong could kill them. What do you mean, Su Jinxiong? Come out and talk, the vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan yelled. His voice has spread to every corner of the Moon Watchers, but no one has responded to him. I don't know whether Su Jinxiong is too lazy to talk to him or really can't hear him in the closed door. Come on, don't talk nonsense. If you don't make a good tiger, you just want to be a dog for others. Is the dog food of Defantians really so delicious? The patriarch won't come out to see you, and you don't have to yell and waste your strength. You are pawns for Defantion, trying to test the strength of Wangyue clan. To put it bluntly, you have already stood on the opposite side of the Wangyue clan. Fortunately, I am not a member of the Wangyue clan. Otherwise, with my personality, I will directly cut off your head and send it back to your family. Therefore, if you want to test the strength of the Moon Watchers, you should try with your life. Don't pull any conspiracy. That little boy is the one you sent to compete with Su Changchuan. Use him to test Su Changchuan's strength? Long Chen pointed to the top-class young strong man and said, if you win, you will humiliate Su Changchuan and bring the traitors of the Moon Watchers to show off. I have to say, I admire your courage. It seems that you really don't know how to write the dead word. Now the patriarch is too lazy to pay attention to you. He has to wait for you. Can't you understand that? If you want to fight, fight or roll. There is no third way for you to choose. Long Chen's words are very impolite, but they are very concise. To put it bluntly, you are the enemy. Although you haven't torn your face yet, it's a matter of time. If you want to tear your face now, come on. Well, what qualifications do you have to speak here? If you have seed, you will stand up and fight with me. You will win or lose, and you will die or die. The most powerful member of the Tianhu clan cheered coldly. He is a very powerful Tianjiao, and he is very confident in himself. Although Long Chen beat the deputy clan leader of the Tianhu clan before, it was not a real skill because the deputy clan leader was unprepared. He now challenges Long Chen and wants to save the face of the tigers by killing Long Chen. Although the purpose of coming here has been exposed, as long as they kill Long Chen, they will be able to pull back a game, which is not too humiliating. You want to weigh me? Long Chen looked up and down at the man, shook his head and said, forget it. I've killed countless people. I don't care if I kill one more and one less. I think it's more appropriate to leave your life to Su Changchuan. It's not convenient for me. The pride and rage of the Tianhu clan is naked contempt. When was he so despised? His blood soared rapidly, and his terrible power was surging. He really wanted to fight with Long Chen. Who, the vice patriarch of the Tianhu clan, suddenly reaches out his hand and stops the young man. He coldly looks at Long Chen. Boy, you are cruel, but you have been in a terrible disaster. You will regret what you have done today. Well, I've already backed out. What's the prelude? Go away, no one wants to listen to your nonsense. After listening to his tone, Long Chen knew that this battle could not be fought, and he was too lazy to talk nonsense with them. The people of the Tianhu clan are very angry. This guy's tone is too vicious. He doesn't leave room for people at all. We'll see. The vice clan leader of the Tianhu clan had a gloomy face and finally left with his clan. When they left, Guo ran and others applauded warmly and even whistled. At that time, some people of the Tianhu clan were so angry that they vomited blood. Come on, let's go. Long Chen said goodbye to the powerful people of the Wangyue clan, and their faces suddenly changed. No, if you go out now and meet the people of the Tianhu clan, isn't it? It depends on their luck. Long Chen smiles and finally leaves. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41-24. Long Chen and others went out of the Silver Moon world. In front of the gate, Long Chen didn't see the people of the Tianhu clan. Maybe it's because of losing face, they didn't want to stay for a moment, so they flew away. Do you want to go after me? I can roughly judge the direction of their departure. If I chase them now, maybe I can catch up with them. Summer Morning Road. Long Chen shook his head and said, "Come on, they are just a group of dogs from Brahma. They are here to test us. Even if they are killed, it's meaningless. There's no need to expose too much strength. In fact, I really want to try the strength of the supreme Tianjiao of the Tianhu clan." Guoran couldn't help saying, "It seems that you have upgraded your armor again?" Long Chen looks at Guoran, who is eager to try, and knows that this boy must have greatly improved his fighting power. It's all the blessing of Tuolongting business. I found a lot of good things and exchanged some treasures with Huayan business. Now it's too late for me to find someone to try my new armor. Guoran, with a smile, is full of confidence. It turned out that Xia Chen was in charge of site selection, planning and specific operation during the period of robbery. Guoran took the opportunity to upgrade the materials and runes of the armor. It has to be said that the strength of Longting business is too strong. Guoran collected countless immortal gold, and his magic dragon armor was upgraded again, inlaid with many new runes and added new tricks. Guoran is a man who can't hide secrets, so in the Silver Moon world, he wants to challenge the Tianhu clan to have a chance to fight. It's a pity that the Tianhu clan is too counselor to give him this opportunity, which makes Guoran feel helpless in the night. I went and found out. Long Chen points to the swords behind the dragon blood soldiers, and a look of shock appears on his face, because he only notices that the swords of the dragon blood soldiers are not the same as before. Although the shape remains the same, the patterns on the scabbard and hilt are different, and even the breath of weapons becomes colder, just like a bloodthirsty wild beast, sealed in the sword. Hey, I can't let my brothers drink soup even if I eat meat, can I? Damn it, the Tianhu people are all consultants from top to bottom. I wanted my brothers to show off, but they didn't give me a chance. It's really frustrating. Speaking of later, Guoran was a little annoyed. At this time, Long Chen finally understands why Guoran and Xia Chen are so positive in the face of the Tianhu clan, and their feelings have been greatly improved. They want to find an opportunity to show them to Long Chen. Don't worry. The stage here is too small. The Holy King's Assembly is the big stage. At that time, let the whole world see your power. The Dragon Blood Legion can not only run across Tianwu, but also 9 days and 10 places. After the Holy King's meeting, the name of our Dragon Blood Legion will resound through 9 days and 10 places. The dragon dust a smile, heroic Gon Yun Tunnel. Oh, if I had known that I would not have pretended to be Mo Nian. When I robbed Longting business, I would have reported the Dragon Blood Legion directly. Guoran was a little annoyed. Do you really pretend to be Mo Nian? Long Chen before thought they were joking. Yes, every time I appeared on the stage, I sang his bird poem and started to rob. Guoran said. Dragon dust suddenly out of a brain of sweat. Guoran, this guy is enough damage. The excrement basin's son all to Mo Nian body buckle. They only rob the dead. Isn't that bad for their reputation? Long Chen was speechless for a while. At the beginning, they all agreed that the division of labor between them was clear. Long Chen robbed the living, and Mo Nian robbed the dead. It is estimated that Mo Nian will be angry when he knows. But think about it, Mo Nian should not be so stingy. Guoran said a few good words, also passed. Let's go. Don't delay. Let's go to Xingwang Xingyu first. Maybe some brothers have gone first. Long Chen rode. Buzz, Xia Chen summoned the flying boat, carried the people to fly away, and got on the boat. Only when Long Chen found that the flying boat of emotion was not the original one, but a new one. The speed is faster than that of the previous flying boat. When it breaks through the air, it is extremely smooth and comfortable. The boat flew all the way, but the direction was not to go straight to the Holy King's Star, but to the nearest city. This city is not the city of the human race, but the city of the demon race. However, the Holy King's Congress is about to open, and the whole world has entered a rare truce. The transmission array of all the major worlds can be shared by all the races. As long as they don't cause trouble and can afford the transmission costs, all ethnic groups will exercise relative restraint and will not break out major conflicts. Long Chen and others entered the world ruled by the golden blood python. Long Chen and others got off the boat and went straight to the city. Although the strong men of the golden blood python cast unfriendly eyes on them, they didn't make trouble for them. When entering the city, everyone paid a jie wang jing as the entrance fee, and then released it directly. Long Chen and others even bought a lot of things in the city. Although the people here are hostile to the human race and indifferent, they do not refuse to trade. Boss, this is a good opportunity. The Holy King's Congress is just around the corner. We can buy some things we need from all ethnic groups. You know, there are a lot of things that we can't buy because of race restrictions. Guoran bought a lot of rare materials, some excited. Xiachen also bought a lot of inscriptions. As Xiachen said, it's impossible to buy at ordinary times, even Huayun business. Even though Huayun has been doing business for 9 days and 10 places, some ethnic groups do not cooperate with Huayun, so some things can only be bought by local strong people. What excites them most is that some precious materials here are simply cabbage prices, and they can even exchange them directly with some worthless things. In fact, Long Chen was also excited, because here, he bought dozens of precious magic drugs, which he didn't find in Huayun business. Long Chen nodded and said, "It's really a good opportunity. Let's go and try to go to several big cities as much as possible. Anyway, we have money. If we can buy more, we can buy more. I'm afraid we won't have such an opportunity again when the Holy King's meeting is over." Originally, there were several places where Long Chen and others planned to fly directly, but now with this discovery, they are not in a hurry. They directly plan several transmission routes so that they can pass through more cities. With this discovery, Long Chen and others landed in more than a dozen cities in a row, but not all cities are so inclusive, and some cities are extremely disgusted with the human race. Although he didn't do it, he directly drove Long Chen and others out of the city, and didn't provide them with a transmission array, let alone a transaction. At that time, Guoran and others were so angry that they almost lifted the city. However, under the persuasion of several Terran elders, they left. However, most of the cities are not so extreme. Long Chen and others have gained a lot. In these days, Long Chen has harvested tens of thousands of precious medicines, many of which are too cheap to believe, just like Bai Jian's. With the people all the way, these cities are becoming more and more friendly. It turns out that they have gradually entered the realm of the Holy King. However, when he entered the edge of Shengwang's star domain, Long Chen felt that it was wrong, because he saw many people and was watching him secretly. Among them, there were many real masters, and they all had strong murders. "No, boss. Long Chen is in the city to buy precious medicine." Suddenly Summer Morning ran over, face with a dignified color. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4125. What's the matter? Long Chen also felt wrong. "Boss, haven't you received the message from Huayun Commercial Bank?" Summer Morning Road. "They'll go. I didn't put the placard on me." Long Chen then remembered that in the Silver Moon world, because he could not receive messages, he put the communication plate into the chaotic space. Later, in the fierce battle in Linglong world, the name plate naturally won't hang on the body, for fear that it will be broken accidentally. If it wasn't for Xia Chen's reminder, Long Chen would not have remembered. Buzzing, when Long Chen takes out the nameplate lights 3 times in a row, and the flashing ripple turns out to be red, which is an emergency warning. "I see." The news of Xianshan spread to Niangshan, and the matter of Kainkunding was exposed. Longting Business publicizes the fact that I have the heaven and earth tripod. It's going to kill people with a knife. Long Chen understood after seeing the message. No wonder there are so many people who see Long Chen. In addition to the color of shock, they also have a strong sense of murder. These people want to kill and seize the treasure. However, the Holy King's Congress is about to open, and all the major forces dare not make too big moves for fear of bringing bad luck. Otherwise, I'm afraid someone would have attacked Long Chen for a long time. They didn't start now, mainly because they didn't have a good chance. If Long Chen hadn't been in the city, someone would have been unable to restrain him. Gather all the brothers together. Don't scatter them, or they will be attacked secretly. Longchen Road. Xia Chen nods and sends out a message to call Guoran and others back. Qian Kuanding is one of the top 10 chaotic artifact, which will make countless people crazy. Now that the news is exposed, they have to be careful. However, from the current point of view, the news has not been fully spread out. Among the bustling crowd, only some individuals saw the dragon dust, and their eyes were shocked. According to Long Chen's estimation, these people are all from some well-informed world, or they may have a certain relationship with Longting business, so they can get first-hand information. For this matter, Long Chen has already prepared in his heart. After all, the paper can't cover the fire, and the news will spread sooner or later. However, with the coming of this day, Long Chen still has some worries. After all, the heaven and earth tripod will attract the coveting of countless strong people, and he may not be peaceful in the future. After staying in the periphery of Xinguang Xingyu for 2 days, Long Chen and others passed 7 ancient cities in a row before they really entered Xinguang Xingyu. Xinguang Xingyu is named after Xinguang Assembly. The champion of every Xinguang Assembly will get the title of Xinguang. Tianjiao, who has won the title of Holy King, will get the blessing of 9 days and 10 places. It is a matter of certainty that he will be promoted to immortality in the future, and there will be no bottleneck before he is promoted to immortality. It can be said that once you get the title of Holy King, you can go straight to the sky. However, for most practitioners, this is just a distant dream. After all, the Holy King's assembly will lead to endless competition between heaven and earth. The so-called pride of heaven, the reason why they have today's achievements, personal talent and hard work, basically accounted for only 30%, the rest of the 60%, are basically supported by the forces behind. Another 10% depends on luck, and reincarnation into a powerful force is also a part of strength. Those giants, compared with the immortal strong, care more about the luck that the Holy King brings to their family. Although the immortal and strong can support the glory of a family, it is less important than increasing the family spirit. After all, a superpower with endless population also has endless pride. Relying on their own strength, there is still hope to build an immortal strong. However, the blessing of qi transportation cannot be created. Therefore, when the king's assembly is opened, countless sects and families will send the strongest heavenly pride to fight for the throne of the king. This is related to the future of a race, and no one will take it lightly. When Long Chen and others really entered the realm of the Holy King, they found that they didn't come too early, because in many ancient cities, their heads were already surging. Here, the strong are like dogs, and the pride of heaven is everywhere. Some of the cities that were almost deserted are thriving because of the opening of the Holy King's assembly. When Long Chen came to the Terran city of a night rain city, he found that the Terran city had been occupied by countless alien people. As soon as he got out of the teleportation array, Long Chen saw more than a dozen strong people, including the demons, the blood, the spirits, the demons, and so on. Most of them were strong people in fairyland. Obviously, they all came to the Holy King's meeting. Long Chen, the wise, hand over the heaven and earth tripod, or you will die. Long Chen and others have not come out of the transmission array. There is a big man stopped the way of Long Chen and others. The big man has horns on his head and bone spurs on his back. He has amazing qi and blood. He doesn't know what race he is. Looking at Long Chen, his eyes are full of tyranny. The big man's voice was like a bronze bell. His voice attracted countless people. They looked at Long Chen in shock. What did he say? Heaven and earth cauldron? What heaven and earth cauldron? Is it the heaven and earth tripod, one of the top 10 chaotic artifact in the legend? Are you kidding? It's just a fairy tale. How can there be a real heaven and earth tripod? Even if it is, how can it be in the hands of a fairy boy? Is this big man crazy? The big man stopped drinking and immediately attracted countless people to stop and talk in private. It is obvious that most people here don't know Long Chen and have never heard of the news of Kunding. Where are you from? If you don't want to die, go away. Long Chen can't help frowning. Is this guy brain sick? When other people know the news, they do it quietly. Even if they want to kill people and steal goods, They do it secretly. This guy is good. He's yelling here for fear that others don't know that he's going to kill people and grab treasure. Is this guy an idiot? Well, if you don't deny it, that's right. It's worth the news that I spent 300 yuan on Wang Jing. Boy, don't be disrespectful. They'll give you 2 ways to go now. Either hand over the heaven and earth cauldron or die. The big man is very tall. What's the news for Wang Jing in 300 circles? After hearing that person's words, countless people took a breath of air conditioning. This guy's brain is funny. What news is worth so much money? This is obviously cheated. Long Chen nodded. He confirmed that this guy is really an idiot. Normal people will not be so blatant robbery. Who are you from? Dragon Dust Light Tunnel. What? Do you want to look at Laozi's background first? The man sneered. No, I mainly want to see how to inform your people to collect your corpse for you. Long Chen shook his head. Choking, just as Long Chen finished, a dragon blood warrior's sword came out of the sheath behind him, and the sword cut the big man like a flash of lightning. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41:26. When the dragon blood warrior moves, the big man's reaction speed is also very fast. He has a serrated broadsword across his head. He is an experienced expert. Everyone was stunned. This guy's tone was like an idiot. I didn't expect that he was really good at it. Let's not say anything else. The speed of reaction alone proved that he was not a weak man. Poof! But to everyone's surprise, although the big man made a reaction at the first time, a sword light flashed by, and the man with weapons was split into 2 pieces. What? The strong people on the scene were all surprised. You know, the long sword in the man's hand was a good weapon, which was cut off like tofu. It's amazing. Choking, the dragon blood soldier's long sword fell into the scabbard. At this time, he had already returned to his position, with a calm face, as if nothing had happened. Long Chen's eyes are sharp. When he sees that the dragon blood warrior's sword is like blood, with the power of dragon blood, it should be Guo Ran's new breakthrough, which attaches new ability to the dragon blood warrior's sword. Otherwise, he can't cut off the opponent's magic weapon like tofu. Long Chen's eyes swept over everyone, patted his chest and said, "I'm Long Chen. I'm the 3rd Master Long. Recently, I got a precious bronze tripod. Some people say it is one of the top 10 artifacts of chaos. I don't know if it is. If you want something, just discuss with me. If the price is right, I'll do it. Of course, if someone wants to win, it's okay. Anyway, I have a tripod and you have a life. Let's have a tough fight." Long Chen knows that the news is going to spread out soon anyway. It's better to pick it out by yourself. Do you really have heaven and earth?" someone exclaimed, obviously not believing it. "Have you ever seen the heaven and earth tripod?" Long Chen asked. No, Long Chen said, "That's it? You haven't seen it, neither have I. I don't know. But I got this bronze tripod in 3,000 worlds, and I don't know the origin. But on a hot purple day, someone said that my tripod was probably the legendary heaven and earth tripod. Since someone said that, I'm not polite. If someone wants to buy it, I'm going to sell it at the price of Qin Kuan Ding. If you are interested, you can come to me for negotiation at any time. As long as you have something in your hand that I am interested in, or feel that the value can be comparable to that of Kunding, I will not refuse it. Anyway, the business can't be done. There's no loss for you and me. But before you talk about the deal with me, you must show your treasure. If I think it's suitable, let's talk about the details of the deal and the price difference. Che, do you think others are fools? If you really had the heaven and earth tripod, I'm afraid you would have been hiding for a long time, and you would dare to show off like this? Some people sneer. Other people also secretly nodded. What is the existence of heaven and earth tripod? It's one of the top 10 chaotic artifact. It's known as the strongest magic weapon in 9 days and 10 lands. If anyone gets it, he would rather give his life to others than give it to others. Now, Long Chen says that the heaven and earth cauldron is in his hands. If it's true, this guy is more idiotic than the big man who just died. And Long Chen looks smart. How can he be an idiot? Since he is not an idiot, The news must be deceiving and treating others as idiots. You cut a fart, haven't you heard about Longting business? It has been repeatedly said that the bronze tripod on me is the tripod of heaven and earth in the chaos artifact. There has been an uproar in the purple sun. You frogs at the bottom of the well have no information. If you don't understand, don't talk nonsense. Anyway, the heaven and earth cauldron is in my hands. If you want to buy it, bid. Long Chin disdains the tunnel. Pull it down quickly. You and Longting business are enemies. Longting business wants to use a knife to kill people and deliberately frame you. And you are not a good guy. You want to make a plan. If you can make a pit, you can cheat. Do you really think other people are fools? Some people sneer. As soon as the man said that, many people began to secretly inquire about the relationship between Longchin and Longting Commercial Bank. They heard that Longting Commercial Bank was looking for a man recently, but the details were not clear. Now when I ask about it, I realize that this guy is the one who is wanted by Longting business. This guy is not a good person. He dares to rob Longting business. After understanding this, they immediately felt that the man was right. Longting business was deliberately making up a story to kill people with a knife. If the dragon dust really has a heaven and earth tripod, I'm afraid that Longting business has already done it by itself and will release the news. It's the heaven and earth cauldron. It's one of the top 10 chaotic artifact. Who doesn't want to take it for himself? The Chamber of Commerce of Longting is so kind. Seeing that people didn't believe it, Long Chen was very angry. It's really a child's view and a woman's knowledge. I don't want to talk nonsense with you. If you want us to believe in it, let's have a look. Someone coaxed. Cut. When I am an idiot, how can this heaven and earth cauldron be said to be for nothing? Long Chin disdains the tunnel. Vow. Do you still want money? Some people sneer. Lao Tzu's things, why do you show them to you for nothing? If you want to see it, you can have a ticket for Wang Jing. They'll show you the heaven and earth cauldron, not only for you, but also for you. How about that? Anyone interested? If so, let's count the number of people now. If the number is enough, they'll show it to you. Long Chen cried out, the voice is very tempting. Wang Jing? You have to raise 100,000 people. Are you crazy about money? You're so special, haven't you seen what Wang Jing looks like? I think you should study like that big fool, you should grab it. Dragon dust. This opening immediately caused the ridicule of countless people. But Long Chen's face is not red, breathless, very calm way. You say this is wrong, Rob, how to have such money fast? But my bronze tripod has been certified by countless experts, otherwise I would not escape from the purple sky to the nirvana. If you don't believe me, you can inquire. I used to say that it was the heaven and earth cauldron, but now I say it was certified by others, which is clearly to leave away from myself. At that time, even if it's fake, he will say that it's someone else's saying. Let's go to someone else to settle the accounts. You're not old enough to be shameless than me, an old man who has lived for more than 8,000 years. A strong man in heaven couldn't see it anymore and couldn't help sneering. Forget it, it's all gone. This man is a liar. The words of Longting business can't be trusted, but this guy can't believe a word of his words. Someone shook his head and turned away. In fact, most people think that this guy is a liar, but some people are really cheated and no one else. Some people even think that the person who was killed was the unlucky one who was fooled. He deliberately foreshadowed Long Chen's deception. Everything in front of him was rehearsed in advance, just to cheat money. As soon as the man left, the others stopped watching and shook their heads to leave. Seeing that the crowd was about to disperse, Long Chen was worried. Hey, don't go. Do you want to do business? I've asked for a price, but you have to pay it back. Dead liar, get away. What? Can't be cheated? Do you still want to rob it? Some people see dragon dust to block the way, can't help but anger rise, finally let dragon dust how retain, this group of people or scattered. Then a big news quickly spread around. There was a big liar who said he had a heaven and earth cauldron in his hand. He cheated people to buy tickets and watch, so don't be fooled. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41:27. Seeing that group of people leave in disgust, Yu Qingxian can't smile. Long Chen is really powerful. Now no one believes that he has a destiny. Originally, they were worried that Long Chen would not be able to do anything because he had a heaven and earth cauldron and was targeted by everyone. Looking at Long Chen, because no one believes him, and a face of anger, this guy is too good at acting. The big man who was killed by the dragon blood soldiers had already been taken away. The guards in the city had already seen nothing strange. As long as they didn't destroy the city, they didn't care. Another person died, but they can make a fortune. That person's weapons, armor, space ring, Long Chen and others disdain to touch. These things belong to those guards. I don't know if it's because they have made a fortune. These guards are very polite to Long Chen and others, but they are very attentive to Long Chen when others are gone. Here, some people without background are killed, and no one comes out to control them. Here, dead people are no different from dead ants. They'll tell you, I really have heaven and earth. Dragon does see others scattered, but to those bodyguards solemnly tunnel. Hey, we absolutely believe you. We believe everything you say. The bodyguards stood upright with serious faces. Forget it, I don't want to talk to you. Seeing these bodyguards reply like this, Long Chen is not in the mood to play, so he follows the crowd into the city. As a result, after entering the city, many people look at Long Chen with strange eyes, with contempt and disgust in their eyes. Now they have labeled Long Chen as a big liar. But this is what Long Chen needs, so that Long Chen can be at ease for a few days, and don't have to watch out for others everywhere. Long Chen and others continue to exchange all kinds of treasures. They change everything they don't need into something they need urgently. It can be said that this Holy King meeting has benefited countless people a lot. As it gets closer and closer to the core of the Holy King's realm, there are more and more powerful people of all ethnic groups. However, there is a lot more tension here than in the periphery. Some powerful races don't enter the city at all, and they are not allowed to enter the suburbs. Here you can see that the Heaven Strong men are guarding the disciples of their own family for fear that something might go wrong with them. But Long Chen and others, because they are not guarded by Heaven Strong, are provoked by many forces. As a result, Long Chen is not used to their problems at all. Anyone who dares to provoke will beat them to death. If he dares to use weapons, he will kill them directly. After the killing, I put down a sentence: the heaven and earth tripod is in Laozi's hands. If you want, you can come to negotiate at any time. Once or twice, people were shocked when they heard the name of the heaven and earth tripod. However, they were often numb to see that Long Chen and others reported that they own the heaven and earth tripod after beating people. This is a deliberate propaganda. The intention is too obvious, only a fool will be deceived, but the dragon blood soldiers are fierce, and even a heavenly strong man is killed by 2 dragon blood soldiers, which frightens many people. With the passage of time, the origin of Long Chen has been gradually dug out. The title of president of Lingshao Academy alone has shocked countless people. In particular, some of the older generation are very shocked. Many of the younger generation don't even know Lingshao Academy, but the older generation know that it is an amazing existence. In addition, Long Chen's achievements in various places have also been dug out, especially the death of Emputa and Liaobinsong by Long Chen in Zhuge Empire, which shocked everyone. Although Emputa and Liaobinsong didn't really die in the hands of Long Chen, the news is just like this. This news makes countless senior strong people feel unbelievable. You know, the believers of Emputa and Liaobinsong are all over the 9 days and 10 places, and they are also loyal followers of Defantian. They were killed by Long Chen, which is unbelievable. Long Chen saw a business in the city and went in without looking at it. Hello, shopkeeper, you have. Go away, you murderer. When the shopkeeper saw Long Chen, he was shocked and angry, and he was so angry that he was shaking all over. Longting Company? Long Chen recognized the man's clothes and feelings. He went into Longting business. It's not right to swear, brothers. Come to work. Long Chen waved his hand. Boom, boom. The building kept collapsing. Amid the screams and curses of countless people, Long Chen and others came out with a smile. The temporary merchant of Longting business was robbed by them. I sent them to the door. I'm sorry for their sincerity if I don't rob them. Guoran smiles. You 1,000 sword killers, you have to die. You wait. We Longting company will not let you go. What's the matter with you? Long Chen has a chaotic artifact, the heaven and earth tripod. As long as you kill him, you'll get the supreme treasure. Why don't you start? The shopkeeper yelled at him and encouraged others to fight against Long Chen. Many onlookers rolled their eyes one by one. Do you really think others are idiots? To be a free thug for your Longting company? People in Longting business yell like a shrew, but Long Chen and others smile and are not angry at all. The purpose of Long Chen and others is to rob without killing people, fight without fighting back, and scold without paying back. Anyway, it's reasonable for people to scold when the baby arrives. Perhaps Longting business also found this rule to dare to swear like this. However, among these people, the strongest one is only the one who respects the strong. They can't help Long Chen and others. They were not originally stationed here, but wanted to take advantage of the Holy King's assembly to establish a stronghold here and make a lot of money. They have been operating here for more than 2 months. They buy low and sell high. They earn a lot of treasure. As a result, they are robbed directly by Long Chen. Now they have nothing. How can they not be angry? However, the reputation of Longting business is really poor. There are countless strong people watching, but none of them feel aggrieved. You guys, in addition to selling Chenkuan tripod, I also do some other small business. If you have anything good in your hand, you can come to me to trade. I can't say how much I have in my hand, but I have what Longting has. Dragon dust to all humanity. After hearing this, the people of Longting business directly vomited blood and robbed all the treasures of Longting business to buy and sell. Is there anyone who bullies people more than this? Other people are happy to hear what Long Chen said. This guy is strong enough to rob Longting business so directly. Aren't you afraid that Longting business will settle accounts with them? Ignorant, let's settle our grudges today. All of a sudden, the void surged, and hundreds of strong men in the clothes of Longting business came. The strong men on the scene exclaimed, "Congenital heaven," all of a sudden www. Ninefold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41. 2800s of strong gods came, and the leader was a terrible congenital god. As soon as they appeared, they blocked the whole city. Heaven is born with the power to change the world. As soon as he appears, the strong people on the scene feel that they are going to be out of breath. A terrible congenital god, leading hundreds of god, came here just for a group of little fairy king strongmen. This battle was a little scary, and the strong men in the city were shocked. If Longting commercial firm catches the important criminals, it has nothing to do with them. Please retreat so as not to hurt them by mistake. The inborn superior cheered coldly. He looks like a man in his 50s. His hair is half black and half white. His whole body is full of chaotic air. His power is amazing. When his eyes open and close, there are chaotic runes flashing, which makes people dare not look directly at him. As soon as he arrived here, the air pressure covered the sky, and his voice was even more unquestionable. Although he used the word please, his overbearing tone didn't mean the slightest humility. Obviously, he didn't pay attention to the strong in the whole city. In other words, if you want to live, you can leave. If you want to die, you can stay. The strong men in the city have evacuated from the city. They can see that with so many people in Longting business, I'm afraid they won't be willing to give up. Maybe there will be a fierce battle. Although they don't know about Long Chen, if Long Chen doesn't have a backing, they dare to rob Longting business openly? They absolutely don't believe it. In their opinion, Long Chen should represent a certain force and deliberately target Longting business. In a moment, the forces behind Long Chen will also come to the surface. Now it's better for them to leave as soon as possible, so that the fire at the city gate will not affect the fish in the pond. That's not good. The strong men in the city, Lu, withdrew from the city one after another. The shopkeeper of Longting business, who was robbed, got up and cursed at Long Chen. "Ha ha ha, you murderer, the retribution has finally come." Pa, as a result, before he finished speaking, he was slapped by Long Chen and flew out. It was like a meteor crashing through several buildings, blood gushing, and the whole person almost fell apart. The pain made him cry. Before that, he was still laughing and shed tears in a twinkling of an eye. The gap was huge. This move of Long Chen made many people admire Long Chen. No matter what, Long Chen's courage was amazing. When the heaven came, he was still so arrogant. Damn, I warn you, first of all, don't point at others when you talk to others. Second, just talk. Don't spit. Your spittle is almost on my clothes. Long Chen pointed at the shopkeeper, scolding. I'm dying, and am in such a mood that I'm really fearless. The innate god of Longting business, squinting at Long Chen, sneered. Dying? Is it up to you? Long Chen looked at the powerful man, and a sneering smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. It depends on how much weight you have. For this god strong, the dragon dust really did not put in the eye. Not all congenital god are so terrible. Although the innate heaven of Longting business is breathtaking, it puts less pressure on Long Chen than the Dark Lord in Linglong world, let alone Su Jianxiong. This guy is not strong, but he has a lot of heirs. It's estimated that he has eaten too much Taiping food. He usually suppresses people with his status and momentum. I'm afraid he hasn't really fought with people for countless years. Ha ha ha. The innate god of Longting business looks up at the sky and laughs, as if he heard the funniest joke in the world. His laughter, accompanied by the power of the terrible god, is full of his laughter reverberating between heaven and earth. The sound is like an invisible steel needle, piercing into people's souls. Fear and pain appear on countless people's faces. They cover their ears and turn the power of the soul to resist. Long Chen and others, however, were not affected at all. They looked at him with slanting eyes and expressionless face. This kind of attack on soul and will is really nothing to those strong men who are climbing out of the sea of corpses. The congenital Tianzuan of Longting business firm laughed for a long time. There were echoes between heaven and earth, and the momentum was very amazing. But the expressionless appearance of Long Chen and others finally made him unable to laugh. Why don't you laugh? Go on with your performance, Long Chen stalled. The congenital god of Longting business, his face sank. He did not expect that this dragon dust was not affected by his laughter, so that his face was not very good-looking. At this time, under their surveillance, the strong in the city have been evacuated, leaving only Long Chen and others. The other Tianzuan strongmen of Longting business firm have surrounded us from all directions to narrow the encirclement. It is obvious that they are ready to start. But in this case, Long Chen and others are still calm and confident, which shocked many people. Is the power behind him also here? But look around, there are no experts. Although there are countless strong people in the whole city, there is no innate heaven. Long Chen, don't toast. I've seen a lot of young people like you who have never seen the world, think you have some strength, and think you are invincible. I don't like bullshit. Hand over the heaven and earth cauldron in your hand and wait for it to happen. This is your only way to live. Longting business congenital Tianzuan cold tunnel. As soon as his words came out, the strong people on the scene were shocked. Is it true that there is a heaven and earth cauldron in Long Chen's hands? For you Longting business, I don't eat toasts or penalties. You've come just right, which proves that I'm not talking nonsense. As you can see, he keeps saying that I have a bronze tripod in my hand. You should believe it this time. Long Chen said to the people in the distance. The strong people in the distance, for a time, are dubious. Now you are still wondering if we believe you? You don't want your life? Don't talk nonsense. Either hand over the heaven and earth cauldron or die. You choose one. The innate Tianzuan of Longting business said coldly that he seemed to be a little impatient. Long Chen said to all humanity, "Do you hear me?" He speaks very clearly. Oh, heaven and earth tripod, absolutely right. So, don't doubt it. Believe me, I really have a heaven and earth tripod. If your family and your clan want it, please contact me at any time. As long as your price is beautiful enough and your things are attractive enough, you have a chance to get the legendary treasure. So, don't miss it when you pass by. Seeing that Longchen didn't seem to hear him speak, he was still talking about business with the people around him. The innate dignity of Longting business made his face twitch. Suddenly his figure disappeared. While Longchen is trying to get along with the people around him, he suddenly swings a big hand round and pulls it at a void. Boom! The void burst, split like a cobweb in an instant, and then a scene that made people dumbfounded appeared. At that moment, their mouths were open to the extreme. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41:29. Before Longchen said and drew, in the eyes of outsiders, "It's nothing, but I don't know that Longchen's hand is always shaking, just to brew this blow. Longchen has already agreed that this guy will do it, and he will do it by surprise. He won't kill Longchen, but he wants to stay alive." So when the congenital heaven figure of Longting business swayed, Longchen's big hand was hard on the void, and Longchen was the first to do it, but the congenital heaven figure of Longting business was too fast, just like hitting Longchen's big hand with his face. Boom! With a loud bang, the slap of Longchen was firmly on the face of Xianxian Tianzuan of Longting business. It was a long-standing blow. In the collapse of the void, a figure shot out like a meteor. Boom boom. The earth was broken down, causing endless earth waves. The whole world was shaking. All the buildings in the city collapsed in a flash and turned into ruins. All the onlookers were shocked. This slap was not a combat skill, nor a technique, nor a magic power. It was all based on the power of the body, and it burst out such amazing power. That is to say, if you change into an ordinary one, you will be whipped into foam. Not only the onlookers were shocked, but also the strong men of Longting business, who surrounded Longchen, were dumbfounded. Originally, they thought that they could handle it easily without the help of the congenital god. Boom! The earth burst into pieces, and a figure soared into the sky. It was the congenial Tianzuan of Longting business that was slapped in the face by Longchen. He came out of the mud, half of his face was covered with blood and flesh. His long hair, which had been neatly taken care of, was now scattered, and his clothes were stained with blood. His face is ferocious, just like the devil. He wanted to steal his hand and capture Longchen alive. Longchen's slap wakes him up completely. Longchen has seen through everything about him for a long time. The extreme sense of shame made him kill. How many years have he suffered such humiliation? Death! The congenital god of Longting business roared, and the vision of heaven behind him was surging. At the same time, there was a blood-red sword in his hand, and one sword chopped at Longchen. Is this a full burst? Some people exclaimed that the congenital god not only summoned a vision, but also used weapons to deal with a fairy king boy. Kaka kaka. Just at the moment when the Xiantian god of Longting business broke out, the void trembled, and the space was broken because it could not bear the terrible pressure. The power of heaven is enough to crush the world. Many weak practitioners are shocked to find that they can't move. I watched the void burst, and their bodies also appeared cracks, which were about to burst together with the void. At that moment, they wanted to howl, but they found that they couldn't make a sound at all. All they could do was wait for death to come. Countless people were frightened. For the first time, they realized the terror of the heavens strong. But it was too late. The strong people were desperately retreating, while the weak people could only wait to die. In the face of the innate heaven of Longting business, Longchen's big hand tightly holds the Minghong sword behind him, and his spirit has already been ready to go. Just as Longchen was preparing to meet this congenital god for a while, suddenly a bone spear pierced through the heaven and earth and stood in front of Longchen. Boom! The Xiantian emperor of Longting business cut his sword on the bone spear with a bang and a ripple. Those who could not escape turned into powder. Even if those strong people ran away for the first time, they were still swept away by the terrible waves. Countless people were bleeding, their whole bodies cracked and almost killed. The Xiantian emperor of Longting Trading Company cut his sword on the bone spear, shocked his body and retreated 7 or 8 steps in a row. Every step down, the void was trampled down a large area. The congenital god of Longting business was shocked, and his blood almost gushed out, but he forced him back. He was surprised and angry. Looking at the void, he said angrily, "Moon Watchers, what do you mean?" With his roar, the void slowly twisted, and one figure after another emerged out of thin air. The first one was Su Jianxiong, the head of the moon-watching clan. Next to Su Jianxiong is Su Changchuan. Behind them are hundreds of powerful men and hundreds of thousands of Wang Yue disciples. As soon as the moon watchers appear, the strong and powerful atmosphere makes countless people feel trembling. In particular, Su Jiangxiong's atmosphere is much more terrifying than the innate heaven of Longting business. What's the point? Longchen is a noble guest of my family. Anyone who dares to embarrass him is the enemy of my family. Su Jianxiong said lightly. Are you going to declare war with Longting? The innate god of Longting business is angry. Who, with a big move, Su Jiangxiong's bone spear, which pierced into the earth, flew back into his hands. A sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. You are just a group of unscrupulous merchants who eat people and don't spit out bones. Are you worthy of my moon watchers to declare war? If you don't agree, let's fight for it. Let's see if the great Brahma will come out for you. Longting business is also a subordinate force of De Fantion. To put it bluntly, it is the enemy of Wang Yue clan. Su Jianxiong doesn't need to save face for him at all. Good, very good. You are the moon watchers. Well, see, the congenital god of Longting business was gloomy and left with a cruel word. There's no way to leave. He's not Su Jiangxiong's opponent at all. Just now he hit with all his strength, while Su Jiangxiong's spear was throwing. He didn't use all his strength at all, but he almost vomited blood. The gap between the two is too big. In Tianzuan realm, the Terrans have a huge disadvantage compared with the demons and beasts. They can't fight, but they can't be scared. They can only take people away. Uncle Xiong, congratulations. Longchen looks at Su Jianxiong and finds that his breath is totally different from before. He should have taken another step forward. I don't know if he has entered the half step of immortality. Before the Holy King's meeting, try not to start, especially this kind of unnecessary fight, which is totally meaningless and has strength, and is reserved for the Holy King's meeting. Su Jianxiong said. Longchen nods. He understands what Su Jianxiong means. If Longchen starts a fight with the congenial Tianzuan of Longting business, he will try his best to break out and expose his cards. This is very uneconomic. At the Holy King's meeting, there were many arrogant people and monsters. Everyone was trying to keep their cards. They never revealed their unique skills until they had to. Sometimes a unique skill is even the key to win in the challenge arena. Longchen, don't walk around. Just come with us. No one dares to bully you. Su Jianxiong said. Longchen nods. Su Jianxiong is right. His goal is to be the champion of the Holy King Assembly. It's really not worthwhile to expose his cards too early. Longchen turned his head and yelled to the onlookers, don't forget about Kainkunding. Help to publicize it. You are welcome to introduce customers. If the business is concluded, you will benefit from it. The presence of the strong, a burst of speechless. This dragon dust has such a terrible strength. Why do you want to be a liar? After the crowd dispersed, Longchen went to Xinguang's state with the moon watchers. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41:30 Together with the people of the Moon Watchers. Because the Moon Watchers did not fly a boat, they rode in the same silver chariot. Chariots across the void, runes lit up, a huge silver crescent flashing, which is the symbol of the Moon Watchers. The Moon Watchers have a very strong prestige. Where they pass, the strong people of other races give way one after another. Brother Changchuan, now you are really transformed and become the supreme pride. Longchen looked at Su Changchuan, felt the vast energy fluctuation in his body, and said with a smile, thanks to Brother Long, I have integrated the power of the three poles, and the vision of my ancestors has been fully awakened. The patriarch said, although I'm not an opponent when I meet the congenital god, I also have the ability to force a fight, so I won't be killed in an instant. Su Changchuan is a little excited. This time, his body has undergone earth-shaking changes. When he was in a coma, the Moon Watchers spent all their resources on him to help him wake up to the three poles. And he did not disappoint the Moon Watchers. The three poles converged and eventually became a three-pole supremacy, that is, the real supremacy. Although he is now only the Fairy King de Yuan man, in addition to Su Jianxiong, he is already the strongest man among the Moon Watchers. And all this happened after he met Longchen, so he was very grateful to Longchen. Su Changchuan is not the only one who is grateful to Longchen. The Moon Watchers respect Longchen from top to bottom. Over the past few months, with the help of Longchen pills, the strength of the Moon Watchers is improving rapidly every day. With the help of Dan medicine, their blood magical powers are springing up like mushrooms, and their abilities hidden in the depths of their blood are constantly being explored. During this period, the Moon Watchers awaken to more than 30 celestial beings, more than 600 Earth worshippers, and tens of thousands of worshippers. The most important thing is that the talent of the new generation of disciples is constantly awakening. It can be said that today's Moon Watchers are completely different from the previous ones. Therefore, Su Jianxiong decided to come out, on the one hand, in order to give Su Changchuan and Longchen a good appearance. On the other hand, it is also the time to show the strength of the Moon Watchers and frighten some of them. During the King's Assembly, there will be no large-scale war, so as not to cause dissatisfaction with heaven and bring down bad luck. However, personal grudges and fights will not lead to the liquidation of the way of heaven, especially the disciples of Fairyland. Even if there is a large-scale fight, it will not lead to the bad luck of the way of heaven. Every time the King's Assembly opens, the older generation of strong people basically come to support the facade, and few people will do it. After all, there are very few idiots like that in Longting business. In his rage, this guy really wants to kill Longchen. You know, if he kills Longchen, even if the Holy King's Assembly has not been opened, he will be easily caught by the way of heaven, and I'm afraid he will also be haunted by bad luck. You should know that it's extremely terrible to be entangled with bad luck. No matter what your identity, cultivation, or being entangled with bad luck, one bad thing after another will lead to your death. Therefore, the fight during the Holy King's Assembly is often a fight between disciples. The heaven-level strong will not participate in it unless they have to. Even if they participate in it, they will not kill people. What's that? All of a sudden, Xia Chen and others stood up and looked at a towering figure in the distance. Their faces were full of shock. It was a monster with wings on its back. Kneeling on the ground, a long gun pierced its back and nailed it to the ground. Even if the monster kneels on the ground, his body also soars into the clouds, and the long gun is even more tall and powerful. This picture is extremely shocking. It's Honghuang Winged Devil. It's been nailed here for hundreds of millions of years, but its immortal body, though dead, has survived without fear of years of corrosion. Su Jianxiong said. When the Silver Moon Chariot arrived, countless people had already gathered around the huge corpse. They were all watching the corpse, and their eyes were full of horror. This corpse has stayed here for countless years. The world estimates that it has reincarnated countless times in reincarnation, but it is still here. When you see this picture, no one is not shocked, but the body is Hongwangayamo, but who is the owner of the spear, but no one knows, or even does not know which clan is its owner. Go and have a look. It's a good thing to feel the pressure of the immortal strong. However, don't get too close to avoid being cursed by the immortal cloud soul. Su Jianxiong said. Around the corpse of Honghuang Winged Devil, there are strong people of all races. Their ideas are basically the same, and they want to feel the prestige of the immortal strong people of one clan. Especially those who are strong in heaven, they are basically unable to ascend immortality, but they want to feel the breath of immortality. When the chariot of Silver Moon comes, countless strong people leave one after another and make way. They know that the Moon Watchers are not easy to provoke. Silver Moon Chariot stops at a distance of 1,000,000 miles from Hongwangayamo. Even at such a distance, you can feel the terrible pressure. Standing here, people feel that the space becomes larger and twisted, as if the wings of the Honghuang Winged Devil have covered the sky. People seem to be reduced, and the Honghuang Winged Devil has been enlarged. At this distance, countless people dare not cross the Thunder Pool. It's like there is an invisible barrier here, isolating most people. However, there are still many people moving forward, gradually approaching the Honghuang Winged Devil. It is obvious that these people are really strong and can resist a certain amount of pressure. Go down, children, as close as you can, but don't force it. When your soul feels torn, it will come back immediately, or you will be cursed. Although the ancestral spirit of the Moon Watchers can lift the curse, the pain is beyond your imagination. In addition, after lifting the curse, it is estimated that you will have half your life left. At that time, you won't be able to attend the Holy King's meeting. Don't lose the watermelon for the sake of sesame. Su Jinxiong said. Hearing what Su Jinxiong said, the disciples of the Moon Watchers suddenly got excited. This is another kind of assessment. The closer they get to Honghuangayamo, the stronger they are. Young people are competitive, they step out of the chariot, but when they cross the barrier, their faces change. The violent pressure is like a tsunami. Someone just stepped out and was pushed back by the terrible pressure. The most terrifying thing is that there is endless resentment and killing intention in the pressure, which makes their souls tremble. Many people are pale and their eyes are full of fear. When you see this scene, the older generation of the Moon Watchers look a little ugly. The willpower of these children is really not strong. However, what gratified them was that these disciples did not give up. Instead, they continued to rush forward with their teeth clenched. With fear in their eyes, they tried to overcome their instinctive fear and move on. Let's go. Long Chen and Yu Qingxian walk forward side by side and step over the barrier. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 41:31. When Long Chen crossed the barrier, he was slightly stunned and said to Yu Qingxian, "This kind of prestige is similar to that of the rosefinch in the rosefinch world. Is it true that the rosefinch, the sacred beast worshipped by the Rosefinch Empire, was once immortal? I don't know. The secret of the Rosefinch Empire has always been handed down by the Emperor. But it's a bit like that. It's just that the Rosefinch's authority is sacred, but its authority is violent, with endless resentment, which makes people uncomfortable." Yu Qingxian said. "Of course, the rosefinch is worshipped, but the winged devil is nailed here. The treatment is totally different. I'm sure I'm not happy." Long Chen said with a smile. This kind of pressure Long Chen and Yu Qingxian have experienced in the world of rosefinch, and the violent will suppression, for him, has no feeling at all. Two people are talking and laughing, so they enter the barrier, and the dragon blood soldiers, entering the barrier, just pause a little, don't feel too uncomfortable, follow the dragon dust forward. At that moment, the faces of the disciples changed. Although Long Chen and others were all his own, there was no such thing as jealousy. But they got stuck here, but they passed easily. The face hurt a little. More than half of the disciples of the Wangyue clan are blocked outside the barrier. Long Chen and others give them great motivation and rush in desperately. In fact, the reason why they are stuck is not how strong the real pressure is, but the impact of the soul pressure on the will is too big. Although the disciples of the Moon Watching clan have been dealing with Diablo monsters all the year round, everything is under control and the risk factor is not high. Therefore, their combat experience is only okay, but their willpower is much worse. However, there is the pressure of Honghuang winged demons, which can just temper their will. After all, many excellent Tianjiao are less than 10,000 miles away from Honghuang winged demons. They are also shameful people. They all want to move forward, at least, they can't disgrace the Moon Watchers. Soon after several attacks, the disciples of Wangyue clan finally broke through the barrier and came inside. However, after entering it, they are not comfortable. The pressure here makes them feel fear. It's a fear from the depths of their soul, and it's hard to resist. Only those who have gone through the training of blood and fire can be truly fearless of death, but they are obviously different. Although they come in, they can only stay outside. And Long Chen and others at this time have already gone far. The excellent disciples of the Moon Watchers follow Long Chen's steps and march forward for a long time. Finally, they can't hold on and have to stop. Hundreds of thousands of disciples, less than 10,000 in the end, are still following Long Chen. The older generation of the Moon Watchers have begun to record the names of these disciples. In the face of the pressure of Honghuangyamo, the potential of these disciples is gradually exposed. Although they can't be used as the upper limit for judging a person's future, they can be used for reference. The resources of the Moon Watchers are limited, so they must carefully consider the allocation of resources, and the money must be spent on the blade. After marching forward for half an hour, another barrier appeared, and the dragon dust and dragon blood soldiers passed by. However, the disciples of the Wangyue clan are stuck here. Of the 10,000 disciples, only more than 300 have passed through the barrier. The rest will have a sharp pain in their souls and have to go back. Su Changchuan told the public not to worry, to come step by step, not to be rash and injured, and to affect their performance in the Holy King's assembly. In this way, more than 300 people continued to move forward with the Dragon Blood army. When the distance was less than 100,000 li, the transparent barrier appeared again. This time, only Su Changchuan was left to follow the dragon dust and others, and all the disciples of the Moon-Watching clan were destroyed. The disciples of the Wangyue clan, looking at the back of the Dragon Blood soldiers, gnashed their teeth. They hate their incompetence. The Wangyue clan has trained them so much that they are not as good as an ordinary soldier in the Dragon Blood army. Are they still proud of the Wangyue clan? And through this layer of barriers, the Dragon Blood soldiers also began to feel great pressure. Now the pressure is the double pressure of spirit and body. The power of Honghuang Winged Devil has been condensed into essence. The earth has been squeezed all the year round. Stepping on it is like stepping on steel. If you strike it with a weapon, it will spark. In the air, as if there were countless invisible blades cutting their bodies. Guoran shamelessly summoned the armor, and Xiachen summoned the rune protector. Along with Long Chen and others, there are fewer and fewer people around, but the people who stay here are very strong. And Long Chen and his party came here in a neat way, which attracted countless strong people. On the outside, some people began to inquire about the origin of Long Chen and others. There are barriers in front of you again, Qingxian. You can stay here. It's not good for you. It's almost enough. Long Chen suddenly stopped walking. The pressure of Honghuang Winged Devil can be used to challenge and hone his soul, but it doesn't mean much to you, Qingxian. Long Chen doesn't want you, Qingxian, to take risks to avoid any damage. Yu Qingxian nodded cleverly. Instead of moving on, she watched Long Chen and others move on. When Long Chen and others took dozens of steps forward, all the Dragon Blood soldiers' bodies suddenly trembled, almost fell to the ground, and everyone's bones made a clattering sound, as if a world was pressing on them. They'll go. What a powerful bully. It's just a corpse. It's going to explode before we get close to it. The faces of the Dragon Blood soldiers were shocked. At this time, it was 10,000 miles away from the corpse, but the pressure rose dozens of times in a flash. With the terrible flesh of the Dragon Blood soldiers, they all felt that their qi and blood were surging, and they were in danger of being crushed. If it's alive, I'm afraid it will be a moment to kill us. Xia Chen's voice trembled. It was the most terrifying existence they had ever seen. But it's such a terrible existence that it was nailed here. What level of existence is it that killed it? In front of the corpse of the immortal and powerful, they are not even ants. Looking at Honghuang's head bowed and his whole body wrapped in black runes, they can't imagine what Honghuang's image was like before he died. Here, the Dragon Blood soldiers have stopped. Now only Dragon Dust and Su Changchuan can continue to move forward. However, Su Changchuan's body began to tremble and his breathing became a little short. It was obvious that he was very hard, but he could still persist. They continue to move forward, gradually close to the core area. Long Chen is surprised to find that there are many figures shaking in the core area. Not far in front of Long Chen, a group of people are kneeling on the ground, praying to the body of Honghuang Winged Devil. Long Chen is stunned. When Long Chen feels their evil spirit, he suddenly understands it. Humble people, don't go near the great Honghuang Devil Saint. They'll count 3 and die if I don't roll. Long Chen and Su Changchuan just came near, and the leader of the group didn't look back. Cold tunnel. What are you? Where do you want to go? If you don't want to die, go away. Don't delay the third master to get rich. Long Chen cold hum, so the pen straight toward the group of people. At that moment, everyone's eyes suddenly focused on Long Chen. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4132, Looking for Death. The leader of the demon clan is very angry. He is devoutly worshipping the Huanghuanjiai demon and doesn't like to be disturbed. I didn't expect that Longchen was so ungrateful. Master, don't be angry. I'll kill these ignorant people. A strong demon stood up behind the man and looked coldly at Longchen. Suddenly he moved, but just as he moved, a golden arrow came. Boom! With a loud bang, the strong one of the demons rolled out with a dull hum. Kaka kaka. Holding a golden arrow in his hand, he thrust it into the ground, trying to stabilize his body. The arrow made a white mark on the ground, and the sparks splashed, making a harsh sound, which made people extremely uncomfortable. 3 Extreme Supremacy, Long Chen and others were shocked. The person who made the move was a real supremacy, with 3 colors of brilliance flowing all over his body, and his spirit integrated. Guoran was also startled. He thought that he could kill the man with this arrow, but he didn't expect that he was so strong. What shocked people most was that such a powerful trio called him the master. I'm afraid the origin of this guy is amazing. Long Chen, be careful. That guy may be the master of the golden-horned blood demons in the legend. Su Changchuan said to Long Chen. Long Chen looked at these powerful demons and found that they were similar to the human race in appearance, with bone armor on their back, like a turtle shell, and a strange horn on their head. All the demons and orcs Long Chen has seen have horns that grow up to the sky. However, there is only one of these demons' horns, but they are straightforward. There are spiral lines on the horns just like the tail of a conch. It looks very strange. However, their one horn is not gold but snowy. It looks like an ornament, but I don't know why they are called golden-horned blood devil. The strong man of the golden-horned blood demon clan, who was shocked by Guoran's arrow, stood up, and his golden arrow was only half worn on the ground. The earth here is harder than the iron and steel immortal gold. Guoran's arrow was ground like this, which made him startled. Damned human race, despicable, stab people in the back, go to die. The golden-horned blood demon clan was so arrogant that suddenly his blood burst out, and people rushed to Guoran like a flash of lightning. Well, I'll give you a clear arrow to hurt people. Guoran sneered and opened his big hand. A long bow appeared in his right hand. On the long bow, there were thousands of runes. It was a weapon that Longchen and others had never seen before. Guoran never used a bow, only a crossbow. Unexpectedly, he secretly made a long bow. As soon as the long bow appeared, it pulled open automatically. A golden arrow appeared out of thin air. Almost as soon as the long bow appeared, the arrow shot out. Its speed was incomparable. Bang! With a bang, Tianjiao of the Golden Hornblood Demon clan held a long bloody sword, and cut it down with one sword, which hit Guoran's sword. A violent explosion set off ripples all over the sky. This time Guoran shot a burst arrow. The Golden Hornblood Demon Tianjiao was shocked to fly out. Suddenly, the long bow in Guoran's hand opens again. This time, Long Chen and others finally see clearly. It turns out that Guoran has a small steel hand the size of a soybean on his chest. The delicate steel hand grasped the bow string. Guoran just needed to straighten his arm to open the long bow instantly. And when Guoran's arm straightened, there appeared a ruler on the whole arm, which seemed to be used to calculate something. At the moment of straightening, the arrow will automatically wind up and shoot out. From the bow to the arrow, it is only a tenth of the blink of an eye at most, so fast that people can't see his action clearly. Bang! Tianjiao of the Golden Hornblood Demon clan has just been shaken back, but he hasn't slowed down yet. Guoran's second arrow shot again, and there was another explosion. Originally, he was still in a backward position, but now the second arrow arrived, and he was immediately shocked and rolled away. Guoran slowly raised the long bow and blew a breath on it. The long bow turned around in his hands, and then he put it away. At this time, Guoran has the upper hand. If he takes advantage of the victory and doesn't give the man a chance to breathe, he may not be able to kill the other side, but he will certainly make the other side more embarrassed. In fact, it's not that Guoran doesn't want to continue to attack, but he is a little distressed. He just made the long bow, which is still in embryonic shape. It's easy to damage it if he uses too much. In addition, the arrows are carefully made, which takes time and effort to make. He feels that it is difficult to kill each other by relying on the arrows alone, so he does not waste his energy. He will stop when he sees the good and run after loading. Roar, Tianjiao of the Golden Horn Blood Demon Clan roared. His whole body was full of evil spirit, and his killing intention was boiling in his eyes. He was about to kill Guoran with a blood-colored sword, but when he saw that Guoran had put away his long bow and didn't look at him, he suddenly trembled with anger and didn't know whether to rush or stop. Guoran means that the victory and defeat have been divided. There is no need to fight anymore. Frankly speaking, you are not an opponent at all. If Tianjiao of the Jinjiao Blood Demon Clan forces his hand at this time, there will be some rogue posture, which will only disgrace the Jinjiao Blood Demon Clan. Come back, the Terran can only play with this kind of thing that is not on the table. There is the devil's holy power here, and your strength is limited. And he just used some tricks, and he was not restricted by coercion. If he left here, he couldn't take you 3 moves with his shabby clothes. Tianjiao, the leader of the Golden-Horned Blood Demon Clan, stopped his subordinates and walked coldly. Before, Guoran had 2 arrows in a row to repel the supreme pride of the Golden-Horned Blood Demon Clan, which really surprised everyone. But his explanation made the outside strong understand that emotion, a strange man in iron armor, was just a trick, which was nothing. Cut, defeated is defeated, return to oneself to make an excuse, the Golden Horn Blood Devil Clan, hey just so. Guoran sneered. Although it's true that the pressure here has little influence on him, he is still very unhappy to be exposed by others. Guoran's sneer suddenly angered the powerful people of the Jinjiao Blood Demon Clan. However, Guoran was not afraid. The Terran and the Demon Clan were already at odds. The hatred of countless years had already been engraved into the soul. Who cares whether they are angry or not? Dirty and despicable people, get out of here. Honghuang Demon Saint doesn't need your respect. If you step forward, it will be a declaration of war on our demon family. The leader of the Golden-Horned Blood Demon Clan yelled angrily. He has seen that Long Chen and others are not easy to provoke, but this corpse belongs to their demon ancestors. He doesn't want others to come near, especially the Terran. Then declare war. Dragon Dust Light Tunnel, say words, dragon dust so straightforward. At that moment, the Golden Horn Blood Demon Clan strong people, eyes suddenly become red. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4133. It's my name in the paper. I'm so frivolous that I don't kill the unknown. The leader of the Blood Devil family cheered coldly. Pull it down. It's like you're so powerful. I don't know how many of you have been chopped. Lao Tzu's surname will not be changed. His surname will not be changed. His surname will be Long and his name will be Chen. Remember? Remember to get out of the way. Good dogs don't get in the way. Even Honghuang Wing Demon's prestige can't carry. What qualifications to block the way? Long Chen sneers. You are so rampant. Since you want to die, I will help you. The strong one of the blood demons, who claimed to be blood frivolous, waved his hand and let the strong people around him get out of the way and walk to Long Chen alone. There are hundreds of strong people around him, 7 of them have a vast breath, all of them are supreme pride, and his breath is above these people. It turns out that this man has a very high position in the blood demons. He is the newly promoted king of the blood demons. Since he was born, he has never met any opponent, even in the same level. There are not many people who can catch him. Otherwise, there won't be so many blood demons who are willing to be his subordinates. Boom boom. Every step of blood frivolity makes the earth tremble. Every step of blood frivolity makes his breath rise. The violent pressure is rampant. His long hair is flying. The violent will has locked the dragon dust. Long Chen also waved his hand, indicating that people should not follow him. He also went to blood frivolity, but Long Chen didn't break out any momentum, just like a leisurely stride. Under the pressure of Hongwangayamo, the sacred dragon power of Long Chen automatically offsets part of it, so the pressure here does not fall on Long Chen much, so Long Chen is very relaxed. Bang! Suddenly, the blood suddenly accelerates, and people rush to Long Chen like a flash of lightning, and at the same time, they shoot down Long Chen with one punch. This is the simplest way to attack, but it makes countless people exclaim, especially those who are strong in this area, and their eyes are full of horror. Under such terrible pressure, he can even burst out with such terrible speed. This person is too strong. If there is no coercion, his speed will not be captured. Seeing the blood coming, Long Chen's claws are as sharp as a hook, and the golden scales are attached to the claws, and he beats them fiercely in front of him. Boom! With a bang, the air waves overlapped, and a ripple spread rapidly in all directions with two people as the core. Chi! Gua Ran and others were swept by the strong wind, as if they were hit by a huge wave. Their bodies involuntarily retreated, their feet rubbing fiercely on the ground, and they were pushed out for hundreds of miles. Long Chen catches blood's frivolous blow, and draws it with a big mouth in his left hand. To his surprise, his almost 100-hit blow fails. After the bloody frivolous strike, suddenly the man leans back and kicks Long Chen's belly, which is almost synchronized with Long Chen's slap. In other words, their follow-up moves are issued at the same time, and their reaction speed is almost the same. As a result, Long Chen's slap is empty, and Blood's frivolous kick is empty. They are stunned at the same time. Few people can avoid Long Chen's attack. And the Blood frivolous is also surprised. His hand speed in the Blood Demon clan is the fastest. Even if it is suppressed here, this move is bound to kick. Blood frivolous a lung under, suddenly two hands mutually wrong, once again to Long Chen kill, unexpectedly, and Long Chen launched a close combat, double fist waving, unexpectedly appeared all over the skyboxing shadow. So fast, Gua Ran and others were startled. Under such terrible pressure, their bodies seemed to be pressed by the stars, and they felt difficult to move. It's amazing that this bloody frivolous can maintain such horrible attack speed and frequency under such terrible pressure. Boom boom. Long Chen fights back with his fists and the wind blows. There are countless shadows on both of them. It's hard to tell which one is the real body and which one is the shadow. Good guy, his attack speed is as fast as that of the Dark Lord. Xia Chen's face was shocked. In addition to the Dark Lord, he was the first time to see someone attacking so fast. If he wasn't here, his speed would have increased several times. He couldn't react at all. Su Changchuan has a dignified look on his face. If he meets such a strong man at the Holy King meeting, he will be in trouble. Boom boom. Long Chen and Xue Qingquang fight close to each other and attack with all their strength. The distance is so close, what they fight for is the speed and instinct reaction. At this time, no big move can be used. It's extremely dangerous. They will win or lose at any time. Boom. Suddenly, there is a loud noise, and the shadow slowly disappears. At the same time, Long Chen and Xue Qingquang retreat, looking at each other coldly. You are not affected by the pressure here, otherwise you would have died in my hands. Blood is frivolous, cold tunnel. Can you die without boasting? You're really fast. You're the fastest man I've ever seen. However, if you want to kill me with such speed, you think too much. Go back and practice for a few years. Dragon Dust Light Tunnel. Although the speed of Blood frivolity is fast, it can compete with the Dark Lord, but Long Chen can see that under the pressure here, he has been affected to a certain extent, and can't cause pressure to Long Chen at all. The reason why Long Chen attacks him is actually to test the way the blood demons fight. After all, the demons are enemies. It's no harm to know more about them. Through testing, Long Chen knows that the pressure here will exert great pressure on everyone, but he is much smaller. This makes him more confident. If Su Jianxiong hadn't told him not to reveal his cards, Long Chen would have killed these guys today. Boom. After hearing Long Chen's words, Blood is frivolous and furious. He makes a seal with his hands. Suddenly, the three colors behind him are surging and forming a huge figure. He wants to summon the vision. Countless people were shocked. They were already so terrible without summoning a vision. If they summoned a vision, how strong would he be? Kaka kaka. But what everyone didn't expect was that his vision appeared, and the void clattered. His vision seemed to be blocked by some force, and he could not be summoned. At that moment, his face became extremely ugly. Don't rush. Here, your vision can't be summoned because of the pressure of Hongwangayamo. Now you are not my opponent at all. If you continue to be brave, you will be killed by me. Dragon Dust Light Tunnel. You. Blood is frivolous and furious, but what Long Chen says is the fact that he is a demon. Although he is of the same family as Hong Huang Yi Demon, he is of a different kind. He bears the pressure of Hong Huang Yi Demon, but he is bigger than others. He has all his strength, but he can't make it out. Go away, I don't want to kill you. Go back and tell you the people of the demon clan that if they meet the third master of dragon in the future, they should stay away. The third master of dragon is not something you can afford. Dragon Dust finished saying, so from the blood frivolous body before, straight to the body of the Honghuang Winged Devil. Blood frivolous and a group of strong blood demons were surprised and angry, but they didn't stop him. They watched Longchen walk to Honghuang's body. Boom! Just when Longchen was less than 100 li away from the corpse, the heaven and earth suddenly trembled. In the eyes of countless people, the corpse of Honghuang Winged Devil trembled. At that moment, the faces of people within the scope of the oppressive barrier suddenly changed. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4134, He broke through that barrier. When the dragon dust close to the body of Honghuang Winged Devil, it caused a tsunami-like impact. Blood frivolity suddenly changed his face. Master, how can this happen? You can't even get through that place. Blood frivolous side of a blood demon clan's strong face shock tunnel. You know, they have been here for more than 10 days, and they are using the prestige here to stimulate their own evil gas explosion. And the blood frivolity wants to get the crystal core of the Honghuang Winged Devil. Even though the Honghuang Winged Devil has been dead for countless years, it is immortal and strong. If the body can survive, the crystal core must be there. If you can get its magic crystal, you can get it to promote immortal experience, which is invaluable to countless powerful demons. However, the blood frivolous tried many times, simply can't break through the last barrier, can't get close to its body. But now, they watch Longchen break through the barrier, which makes blood frivolous, surprised and angry. He has a real dragon breath. I don't know if it is because of this that his oppression has been reduced a lot. But we are different from the Honghuang Winged Demons. On the contrary, we have to bear more pressure. The blood is frivolous, biting its teeth. Then what? Do we want to kill him together? We must not let him blaspheme the Devil Saint. There is a strong way of blood demons. No, the pressure we are under here is several times that of him. We suffer too much when we start here. Let's wait and see what happens first. Blood frivolous way. In fact, blood frivolity is more anxious and angry than anyone else, but he knows that the pressure they bear here is much greater than that of Long Chen and others. It's not worth fighting. Moreover, he also wanted to see if Long Chen would encounter barriers or be cursed by the corpse if he approached Honghuang's corpse. You know, even if he has the blood of the demon family and wants to take the crystal core of Huanghuanji demon, he needs to take great risks. If he can't get it right, he even has to take his life. He doesn't believe that Longchen can get any benefits. At this time, Guoran and others did not follow Longchen, but stood in the same place, quietly looking at Longchen. Here, for the dragon blood fighters, they have reached the limit. If they start here, they will also be greatly limited. Next to them are the blood demons. They don't dare to be careless. They need to guard against the blood demons at any time. Boom boom. After arriving here, Longchen's body became extremely heavy. Every step out, the earth suddenly vibrated, as if the whole person was carrying the world and struggling. When you come here, the dragon blood in Longchen's body is surging rapidly. You don't need Longchen's command. The dragon rune in Longchen's body starts to wake up automatically to confront the terrible pressure here. If so, the reason why I don't feel too much pressure is that the dragon power in my body offsets part of the magic power. As Longchen moves forward, the pressure is increasing, but the dragon runes in his blood, chi and bones are constantly lighting up to fight against magic power. Although he feels hard, Longchen can still move forward. When Longchen comes to the body of Honghuang Winged Devil, here the huge wings of Winged Devil fall on the ground, and Longchen steps on the wings of Winged Devil. At that moment, the strong men of the Blood Demon clan were very angry. Longchen dared to step on the body of Honghuang Winged Devil. It was a kind of blasphemy to the Devil Saint, which was equivalent to trampling on the Devil Saint. But as soon as Longchen stepped on the wings of Huangwanjiai, the endless magic qi climbed up to Longchen's feet like ink. No, that's the curse of the Winged Devil. Su Jianxiong and Huaishu, who have been looking at Longchen and others in the distance, have changed their faces. It's a pity that they can't summon Longchen here, so they have to be anxious. You know, it's immortal. Although it's dead, no one is allowed to desecrate its body. Die, ignorant people. When you see the black water wrapped around the feet of dragon dust, the strong people of the Blood Demon clan laugh, full of schadenfreude. This is the curse of the demons. After the death of the powerful demons, they will instinctively activate the curse rune. This curse rune will be aimed at any creature close to their corpse. This is a kind of self-protection so as not to let your corpse fall into the hands of the enemy, steal your own life rune, and at the same time avoid the corpse being trampled on. Only people of the same race can break this curse, while blood frivolity is not the same as it, so it is very difficult to break it, and you need to take certain risks. The strong of the blood demons all know this rule, so they have been waiting for this moment. As a result, dragon dust is really foolishly recruited. The black ink on Longchen's feet is like hundreds of millions of demon tadpoles climbing towards his knees, but Longchen gives a cold hum. The golden flame wrapped his body, and the black ink met the golden flame and turned into black smoke one after another. What? When seeing this scene, countless people were shocked. What kind of flame can burn the devil curse? And the curse of the immortal? The flame. Some people can't help crying out in disbelief when they see the golden flame. Fire is gilded, its flame is introverted, tyrannical in holiness, and destructive in rebirth. How can it be so similar to the legendary fire of the sun? Outside, there was the exclamation of the powerful. The breath, color, and texture are very similar, but the fire of the sun is the sixth existence in the sky fire list. If it is really the fire of the sun, it will never have such a small prestige. Yes, the fire of the sun has an endless will to destroy, and also has the ability to bring everything back to life. If his fire is really the fire of the sun, it should not be so weak. He's just a fairyland. It may be okay to master other flames, but it's impossible to control the fire of the sun, which is famous for its fury. Even if it's a kind of fire, it's impossible. Someone asserted. Some of the flames on the sky fire list are mild, some are cold, and the fire of the sun is famous for its fury. It is said that the most difficult fire to control can only be subdued by violence. Even the most primitive fire of the Tianyang fire can only be subdued by innate heaven, and there is no skill in the process of subduing. So the golden flame summoned by dragon dust shocked everyone, and it was very similar to the legendary fire of the sun, but no one believed that it was the fire of the sun. But if it's not the fire of the sun, how can it burn the immortal curse? Someone asked. This topic suddenly knocked everyone down. They were puzzled, but they didn't believe that a little fairy boy could control the fire of the sun, which was a subversion of common sense. Boom boom. And at the time of the public discussion, Longchen has walked straight up its back along the wings of the winged devil, and came to the huge spear behind it. Then, in everyone's shocked eyes, it was a blow to the long gun. www.novelhold. Calm, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4135, Bang. With a dull sound, Long Chen smashed his fist on the rusty spear. The spear was like Optimus Prime. When Long Chen smashed it, the spear did not move. But Long Chen had already held his fist and bent down in pain. So hard, Long Chen didn't use much strength in this fist. He just knocked tentatively. As a result, the anti-shock force was so terrible that he cracked his fist. It's still a light punch. If it's a full punch, I'm afraid Long Chen's arm won't hold. Although it hurt deeply, the color of ecstasy appeared on Long Chen's face. This long gun is absolutely a treasure. Haha, get rich, get rich. Dragon Dust holding the huge pillar, laughing if crazy. The powerful people, no matter what race they are, all look strange when they see this scene. Is this guy crazy? Does he want to? He's not. For a moment, a very strange idea appeared in people's mind, but they thought it was impossible. However, looking at Long Chen's arrogant laughter, it seemed that it was really like what they imagined. Master, he didn't want to take away the long gun, did he? The strong one of the blood demons trembles. It's impossible. The spear is immortal. The master should have been gone for a long time. Maybe he died with the devil. And Long Chen is just a little fairy king. How can he wake up the immortal magic weapon? Blood frivolous sneer way. However, Long Chen was standing on the back of Hong Huang's demon, his face full of money, stroking his spear, his saliva was about to flow out, and his confidence was not so firm. For a time, countless people's eyes are focused on the dragon dust. They don't know what this guy is going to do. Dang dang. Long Chen takes out a hammer and knocks it on the barrel of the gun like Optimus Prime. Countless rusts fall, but after a few knocks, the hammer in Long Chen's hand bursts. Good guy, you can't even tap the boundary artifact a few times. Long Chen couldn't help but wonder. He didn't attack the long gun. He just tapped a few times to make the rust peel off and see the rune on the long gun. As a result, a few times later, the hammer exploded. The long gun was too strong. Long Chen took out another artifact of the kingdom and knocked it several times, which also burst to pieces. Boom! In a rage, Long Chen takes out a long stick and smashes it at the long gun. As a result, the long gun is smashed into powder in a flash, and the tiger mouths of Long Chen are cracked and bloody. Before a few knocks, you can still knock down some rust, while the stick behind, even without any rust. It's no good. The rust on the outside is all the traces left by the erosion of time. If you don't peel off the rust, you can't see the body. If you don't see the noumenon, you can't activate its rune. If you don't activate the rune, you can't pull it out. Long Chen is in trouble all of a sudden. The rust is so hard to peel off that it's fatal. Although there are many boundary artifacts in Long Chen's hand, it can't be wasted like this. Even if it can be wasted, Long Chen can't afford to spend his time. When will it be knocked down? Hey, children of the blood demons, how about a deal? Long Chen stands on the back of Hong Huang's winged demons and shouts to the strong of the blood demons. The strong men of the blood demon clan are very angry. Long Chen's words are extremely disgusting with great shame. What deal? But the blood is frivolous or patiently responds away coldly. He also wants to know what medicine is sold in the dragon dust gourd. I'm in a bit of trouble now. If you can help me with two things, I can pull out my long gun, and then hey, you know. Long Chen said with a smile. Nonsense, I don't believe you can pull it out. Do you think we are fools? Blood is frivolous and sneers. The sky gun, let alone dragon dust, even if all the strong people on the scene work together, don't try to pull it out. You are really a fool. I haven't said a word in my life. If I can pull it out, I can pull it out. If you don't believe me, they'll find other demons to cooperate. Long Chen sneers and talks, pretending to look around. Blood frivolous heart move, is he really so sure? He said coldly, tell me first. I need two things now, one is money, the other is goods. If you can give money and goods, I can pull out the spear. Long Chen rode. Give money and things, then what do you give? Blood is frivolous and sneers. I'm going out to help. Longchen rode. Think him a fool? Will you believe that? Blood frivolous disdain tunnel. Suddenly, someone around him made a gesture to him. He turned his head and looked into the distance. There was an old man making a gesture to him in the peripheral area. Blood frivolous one lung. The person that makes a sign to him, it is their blood demon clan's clan chief. He unexpectedly lets him many suit Longchen's words. And blood frivolous and the old man gesture, Longchen see clearly, although don't know what they communicate, but basic also can guess some. Come on, I'll think about what you want. Blood is frivolous, cold tunnel. I want 10 red blood essence gold, 10 red blood secret silver, 10 red blood wind copper. Longchen said more than 10 kinds of immortal gold in one breath. These 10 kinds of fairy gold are all special products of the blood devil world, which can hardly be bought by the outside world. Once they appear, they will make countless people compete. Are you crazy? That red blood essence gold, my whole blood demon star realm also can't extract one side. You open mouth to come? The materials in your mouth are enough for us blood demons to work hard for millions of years. Do you think I will give them to you? Blood frivolous sneer way. In his eyes, this guy is just a whimsical lunatic, and the blood demons can't agree with him. Don't interrupt me. In addition to these materials, I want a lotus seed in your holy land. Longchen continued. You fart, there is only one blood lotus in heaven. It blooms once every 3 million years, bears fruit once every 3 million years, and ripens once every 3 million years, only one fruit at a time. It's the supreme treasure of my blood demons. I've never seen it before. You're going to open your mouth. Do you mean to amuse us? Blood frivolous can't help it any longer, angrily scolded. The Tongtian blood lotus is the totem medicine of the blood demons, and the lotus seed is also a holy thing. It can not only kill human flesh and bones, but also destroy the body. As long as the spirit is still there, it can reshape the body based on the lotus seed. Moreover, after reshaping the body with Tongtian blood lotus seed, it is the body of Tongtian blood lotus, which has the supreme divine power, which is the treasure that countless people of the blood devil family dream of. It's a pity that Tongtian blood lotus seed is too rare, and there's nothing wrong with blood frivolity. Even he, the most powerful young blood devil, has never seen what Tongtian blood lotus seed looks like, let alone other people. Cut, I want to use the lotus seed. I don't want to use it myself. I want to use it on the Huanghuanjiai demon. Only by arousing its instinct can you help me pull out this long gun. Since you don't want to give up, forget it. Longchen stall. At this time, the blood demon clan leader in the distance gave an order to the blood frivolity that he couldn't believe. Okay, I'll cooperate with you, but if you dare to cheat our blood demons, I promise you'll never die. Blood frivolous gnash teeth tunnel. At that moment, even the blood demon clan strongmen around him were shocked. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.